and you make at least $500 per week, our lenders can get you approved. At Galliana Kia, 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com.
You should be driving a Kia from Galliana. Galliana Kia.
36-month lease is 10,000 miles per year, 0 due at signing plus tax, tag, title, dealer, and acquisition fee. 0 security deposit, $13.88 per month per thousand borrowed for 72 months at 0 APR with 0 down with lender approval.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 6 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News Update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
I'm Corey Lazar with Wink News. Today there will be a pandemic response task force meeting with the Lee County School District. They say they're trying everything they can to get your students back to in-person learning come August. Live classes are also being discussed as an idea for students whose parents don't feel comfortable sending children back to school. Governor DeSantis acknowledged the spike of coronavirus cases in Immokalee. Right now it's a growing hotspot. Agriculture Commissioner Nikki Fried criticized the governor's reopening decisions, calling them premature. Protesters gathered outside of Oaks Farms in Immokalee to protest owner Alfie Oaks and his recent Facebook post calling the Black Lives Matter movement and the coronavirus hoaxes. His employees stood outside of the farm in support of him and hung God Bless America signs outside of the farm. The man accused of beating a toddler to death in Lehigh Acres will face a judge today. Yernir Velasquez is facing upgraded second-degree murder charges. Authorities say Velasquez locked himself and the child in a bedroom for 30 minutes, and investigators found multiple skull fractures, brain bleeding, and a bruising all over her body. In just hours, the man accused of killing a dog and taping his mouth shut will also be in court. Right now, William Hillard is sitting in the Lee County Jail. If you still need help with rent or childcare, Lee County is gearing up to start Phase 2 of the Lee Cares Act to help you make ends meet. Head to the Wink News app this morning. You can find the link to apply for help. I'm Corey Lazar. Wink News now.
Wink News Traffic.
Traffic congested on Buckingham Road, just west of Gunnery Road. Also a southbound slowdown on Gunnery heading south towards the Lehigh Senior High School area. If you're in Fort Myers, traffic congested on MLK Boulevard heading west towards Michigan Avenue, but only for about a quarter mile. We are up to speed on Palm Beach heading off of I-75 westbound. All the way to Veronica Shoemaker should take you about 5 minutes. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, we bumped the rain chances up a notch with some hit or miss, scattered showers and storms by the afternoon and evening hours. Sunshine with some clouds gradually increasing as temperatures for today will top out near 90 degrees. Good chances for rain thanks to an increase in tropical moisture for your Thursday and your Friday. Numerous showers and storms to track. Scattered storms for your weekend forecast. Lower 90s for the first official day of summer on Saturday. And more chances for rain all the way towards Father's Day on Sunday. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Serving up a tray load of truth today on 92.5 Fox News. News and smart views.
Get the best sleep of your life. Helix makes personalized mattresses to fit your unique body type and sleep preferences. Go to helixsleep.com and get up to $200 off mattress orders.
Mamma Mia, Airport Kia. Mamma Mia, Airport Kia.
Come in today where Kia is committed to accelerating the good on a 2020 Kia Sportage from only $23,900 with no payments for 120 days and 0% interest for 75 months. Through Kia Motors Finance with approved credit. Not all buyers will qualify. See dealer for details plus tax and dealer fee. Offer expires 6/30/20. Or you can check us out online anytime at airportkianaples.com.
Airport Kia. Our price still scores.
Now more than ever, it's essential to have a primary care provider ready to care for you. Book your first appointment through Millennium Physician Group's telehealth service, MPG Connect, and get established with a care team who'll be there for you wherever and whenever you need. Primary and specialty care, walk-in centers, lab services, imaging centers, and COVID-19 evaluation and testing. Connect with Millennium Physician Group today and be ready for tomorrow. 844-CALL-MPG. 844-CALL-MPG. MillenniumPhysician.com.
The team at Best Home Services understands that this is a time of much uncertainty and much unknown. With this uncertainty comes feelings of fear and panic. Please know that we are here for you today, tomorrow, and into the future as we move forward together, safely and comfortably. We are all in this together, and as stewards of our community, we promise to continue to provide you the services needed to keep you and your family safe. You are not alone. Best Home Services. Our family protecting your family.
For over 20 years, the Good Feet store has been helping people with foot pain get back to doing what they love without their feet getting in the way. Call 552-FEET or visit us at the Good Feet store in Naples or our newest location in Fort Myers.
Pandemic, market drops, elections. Don't let the noise and fear distract you. Where do you go for clarity in uncertain times? For experienced advice on planning for retirement, tune in to Saving the Investor with Alfie Townsend, Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. or visit us at savingtheinvestor.com.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So, what do you provide? Cookie-cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie-cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Oh, good morning. I didn't see you standing there. Hi, Southwest Florida. How are you today? It's Drew Steele. There's Jake the Millennial, who's right there on the other side of the glass. You can barely see him because the lights aren't on again. You got to turn the lights on. They can't see you if you stream.
Man, it's too bright. 6 o'clock in the morning.
It's bright, and the whole building's bright. Everything when you walked in, it was bright.
But that's why we have dimmers, so we don't have to be so bright.
Well, no, that's not why dimmers are there. All right, 239-479-5592. There is the Tri-Town Construction Talk and Text line, streaming live on Facebook Live, and anytime you want to watch. We're also streaming live on YouTube. Of course, Drew Steele Radio. Please subscribe to the channel. We do appreciate it. It helps us to keep it going. Knowing that you're there, so subscribe. Drew Steele with 3 E's. Thank you for that. The president, of course, yesterday and signing the executive order that we're going to get into in detail this morning. We're going to have Rich Kolko, safety and security expert from Wink News. We're going to talk in detail about the executive order and get into what we may or may not see when it comes to policing. Understand this, that there are steps that the president made yesterday with this executive order that nobody, no Democrat, by the way, has ever stepped into and decided to do. And dare I even say Republicans. So there are some good things here. There are some things that I'm personally concerned about, and we'll talk about it coming up. And I want to hear from you, whether you have the same concerns that I do. And just understand that this president certainly does know what needs to be done, will go past some of the never-Trumpers that are in the party, a party that in a lot of ways has been in his way instead of allowing him to do what you elected him to do. And I'm going to get into some detail on what Senator Josh Hawley said on the Senate floor yesterday about the SCOTUS decision that we talked about with Jenna Ellis and the concerns of religious freedom and how that decision by the court will affect your religious freedoms. But not only that, but about what the GOP has promised in the past and has not delivered upon. That it's all been talk and no action. That there are people that like the status quo, that do not want to be a part of what the president has been doing, part of what you voted him in to do. And it's a shame. And it's about time that somebody called the GOP out for some of the things that they're doing. Now, mind you, this is one of those situations where you're talking about what the GOP and certain members have done under the idea that you want it to change, that you want them to see the vision and understand the vision of their constituents that voted for them under the guise that they were going to do and be part of the Make America Great agenda. And if you're not, and you're telling everybody that you are a Republican and I'm behind the president, but behind closed doors are doing nothing to help to serve forward the things that need to be done, then you're a part of the problem. You're part of the problem. And it's okay to call you out. Because no politician's perfect. Especially the politicians that are doing things purposely that are a problem. And we'll get to that coming up. All right, so a little bit of the announcement yesterday of the executive order by the President of the United States.
The president is kind of...
No, that's not it. Oh, here it is. Okay, here.
Americans want law and order. They demand law and order. They may not say it. They may not be talking about it, but that's what they want.
Oh, no, we're talking about it. It's what we want.
Violence and destruction will not be tolerated. We cannot do that. The looters have no cause that they're fighting for. Just trouble.
And just trouble is right.
We need to bring law enforcement and communities closer together, not to drive them apart.
All right. And also about defunding police.
The vast majority of police officers are selfless and courageous public servants. They are great men and women. When others run away from danger, police run straight into harm's way, often putting their lives at stake to protect someone who they don't know or never even met.
Yeah. There is something to be said about that, right? Who will be, again, if you're talking about defunding the police, and, we've been in this, talking about this in detail for the past couple of days, but is a social worker, as fantastic as the work that they do is a social worker going to want to continue doing social work if they're going to be put in positions by departments that are going to be risky positions to be in without either being armed themselves, which isn't going to happen because it defeats the purpose of what we're trying to accomplish here, apparently, or to have an officer with them every single time that they go out. Which, again, I don't know if that is defeating the purpose of what those who want to defund the police are trying to accomplish as well. So what were some of the things that this is going to accomplish? Touches on the use of force best practices, information sharing to track officers who have repeated complaints against them, and federal incentives for police departments to deploy non-police experts on issues like mental health, homelessness, and addiction. And also, officers will only be allowed to use chokeholds if their lives are in danger. Now, a couple of things that when I read that and I look at these executive order decisions and to try to read into what we could possibly see, the couple of things that come to mind. Number one, use of force best practice, what that's going to be, how that's spelled out in detail as we move forward remains to be seen. Information tracking to track officers who have repeated complaints against them. Tracking officers who have repeated complaints against them. I worry about any kind of database, as I think you have expressed in the past as well, because any kind of database, whether it's a database that in the best of intentions, if you're on that side, best intentions, on the surface to track officers who have repeated complaints against them, sounds good until it is used against somebody. Until it's something that could be used in a detrimental way. Repeated complaints. What are the complaints? What do the complaints look like specifically? Who's making the complaints? There's no doubt that if you're in a police department at this moment in time, if you know that there are some bad apples in the department, now more than ever, even though before it was the same, you would hope that those individuals that are doing that would be called out by fellow officers, that it's about time that that those who know in the department don't leave it up to the head of a department to manage or keep an eye on someone, but instead, rather, that you would have people that would say, hey, we all know this person's a bad apple. Maybe this just isn't the job for them. And that's okay. And so if there is a certain situation that you know of in a department, I think it's time now that we step forward, or you step forward in the department to be able to identify those individuals. Legitimate reasons for your complaints about that individual. And if they see that within the department, then that's something that has to be recognized. Anything that has to do with information sharing or data that is saved, I'm concerned about, just like databases, for people who purchase firearms. Why not have a national database of, because sometimes people use databases in the wrong way. And maybe to use against individuals. So I'm concerned about that. I'd like to hear some clarity on that. Federal incentives for police departments to deploy non-police experts on issues like mental health, homelessness, and addiction. Now, there's two sides of this to me. One of them is that to have non-police experts on issues like mental health, homelessness, and addiction, are these the individuals that are going to go to, for example, someplace where there's someone who is homeless, who is disruptive, is bothering somebody. We don't know necessarily if that homeless person is under the influence. And if you are someone who wants to call 911 to have them come to see what's going on with this person, this homeless person, if you're calling 911, you're calling because you're concerned about them being there or possibly how they're acting. Do you want someone who's a non-police expert to show up? What are they going to do at that moment? They're going to end up having to call somebody to come in after the fact. But I'm concerned before the fact that if someone who's a non-police expert shows up, does that put the community in harm's way and themselves in harm's way if that individual, either for mental health reasons, someone who is addicted to a substance and they are in no condition to be talked to, walk through the things that they can do to get out of the situation that they're in by somebody who's not prepared to protect the community. There's questions there. And the other part is incentives for departments to do this, to employ them. How many times, even locally here in Southwest Florida, have there been calls for departments to take money away from training officers or training officers specifically, take money away and then take that money and add it to the non-police experts that are going to be here instead? So remove money from one side, training, which many people would question whether that is a good idea or not, to take the money away to train officers, and then put them into non-police experts like social workers, people who know more about mental health and homelessness and addiction. One doesn't know what the other knows. You see what I'm saying, right? In other words, an officer is not trained in homelessness and mental health and addiction just as much as a social worker is not trained in protecting the community in the same way. So there now, if there's federal incentives to do that, so then can we stop that talk? Can we stop the talk of defunding? No, because the idea of defunding has always been to dismantle. It's just nibbling at and taking away pieces of a department until finally you can get to this new holistic approach in your community where officers are probably not needed. No, we don't have to do that. So I worry about anything that talks about defunding, but when the federal incentive is there, then the suggestion is that, well, we don't have to take money away now. How do you feel about, oh, no. I wonder what people would say. I wonder what those that want to defund, what would they say about that? Well, the federal government will come in and will give you incentives to help you hire these people. I guess that's a way to find out whether or not they're honest about what they're thinking when it comes to that or not. So some good steps here. Some good things. We'll get into more detail with Rich Kolko, who will be here at 7 o'clock. We'll talk about that. That's on the way. And also coming up, which I want to make sure we get to in this hour, one of the big news stories from last night that cannot be ignored is what happened to Zero Hedge, a website, the Federalist. Is it true? Did NBC go after a conservative, libertarian, if you want to say, website? One that has done amazing work. As a matter of fact, the people who write for the Federalists are some of the names that you have heard before that uncovered the Russian collusion hoax. Did NBC go after the Federalist to try to get Google to basically shut them down? This is a big story, everybody. This is huge, and this has implications to you every day and what could be happening in the future. All right, we'll talk about that coming up. All right, YouTube. Streaming live on YouTube. You can watch it, Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. Please subscribe. And right now, let's find out what's happening with traffic up to the minute. Here's Sabrina Katz.
Traffic is slowing in North Cape on Tropicana heading west of Andalusia. We're at 13 miles per hour. The best way to navigate around it, Pine Island or Diplomat, both are up to speed heading towards Nelson. Also, traffic is slowing down as well on 41 heading.
Good morning, everybody. Good to see you. How you doing? There's Jake the Millennial, who's just sitting there patiently, just sitting. Good to see you. All right, so who's up here? John Matthews. Good morning, sir. Good to see you. Glad you're here. Anytime you want to make comments, either on the Facebook or on the YouTube page, we appreciate that. And just to let you know, it's kind of the show in between the show that's going on right now. So coming up, we're going to talk more about the Federalist and Sean Davis, who's been on this program, and some of the other writers from the Federalist who have been on this program, and the attempt to have the website deplatformed. Well, what does that mean? We'll get into specifics on that. Roger Goodell is encouraging NFL teams to hire Colin Kaepernick. Really? What if Colin Kaepernick just stinks? What if he's just no good? What if it's the fact that he hasn't played in 4 years, and the last time he played, he had one of the most horrific games in the history of the NFL, but we're supposed to hire him back? Why? Is that going to be the new norm now? Now the social justice warriors out there who want jobs should have jobs even if they're bad at their jobs, and could be to the detriment of a team, could be the detriment of whatever organization they're being signed up for. Is that how this works now? Yeah, I guess it does. All right, so we will have more coming up. Stand by.
Business Report, I'm Jill Nato, invested in you.
You're more focused than ever on keeping your employees and customers safe. Cintas has the products and services you need to feel prepared. Our Cintas technicians can apply our disinfectant and sanitizer spray throughout your facility. Our Ultra Clean service for restrooms uses a sanitizer effective against certain germs, bacteria, and viruses. And we'll help you stay well-stocked with hand sanitizer, face masks, and essential PPE. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. We know Southwest Florida is Gulf Shore strong, and as businesses continue to reopen and try to get back to normalcy, we want to hear from you. Call us at 479-5577. That's 479-5577. Tell us the name and location of your business. Let us know you're back and rooting for Southwest Florida.
Barry with AC Woodcraft. We're a cabinet shop and a residential contractor, and we are rocking and rolling.
No one roots harder for Southwest Florida than 92.5 Fox News.
I'm here with Mike Roberts with Mortgage Warehouse. Mike, give me an update on mortgage rates. How are things looking?
There is a lot of talk about mortgage rates these days, and for good reason. Mortgage rates are nearing the lowest levels we've seen in years. Anyone that purchased their home in 2017 or 2018 should check into refinancing their mortgage to get a lower interest rate. Give us a call at 313-5000 or apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com. You'll work directly with one of our loan officers right here in Southwest Florida. Our no closing costs program allows you to refinance with no fees out of pocket, no fees rolled into your loan, and you won't pay any Florida mortgage taxes either. If you took out a mortgage in 2017 or 2018, or you have an interest rate above 4%, or you are paying mortgage insurance, also known as PMI, call us at 313-5000. That's 313-5000, or apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
Eating dinner in your underwear?
Hey, put some clothes on.
Taking cold showers every hour? Or pitching a tent in front of your refrigerator to stay cool. These are things you can do to beat the heat in your home.
And due to these difficult times, we have extended our no diagnostic fees, no trip charges, no strings. Visit floridacooltoday.com to schedule. Carrier, turn to the experts.
If you're in debt to the IRS, there's good news. Optima Tax Relief can help you resolve your tax debt right from the safety of your own home. Optima's award-winning team works with you online and over the phone, so you don't have to leave the comfort of your home to put your tax problems to rest. Optima's A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau and standing by ready to help you today. Call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-386-9945. 800-386-9945.
Optima Tax Relief.
For details, visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
This is a last chance alert. It's happening. Publishers Clearinghouse is ready to award $5,000 a week for life in just days. Enter now at PCH.com and you could win $5,000 a week after week, for life. Don't miss this last chance to win $5,000 a week for life on June 30th. Enter at PCH.com before it's too late. That's PCH.com. Better hurry if you want the next big winner to be you. Enter now at PCH.com. Entries due 6/25. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited.
Whatever it is, Northern Tool can help you build it, fix it, haul it, hoist it, blast it, trim it, tow it, weld it, and, well, you get the idea. Northern Tool and Equipment. Quality tools for serious work.
Northern Tool and Equipment. Get what you want for Father's Day. Save $30 on a Milwaukee M18 tool brushless combo kit. Now only $199. Or get a Ketter folding work table for only $79.99. Northern Tool and Equipment. Quality tools for serious work.
Water is life in Southwest Florida. It drives our economy from tourism to fishing to boating and quality of life. This is Adam Botana from Baywater Exclusive Boat Club, and we talk water for an hour every weekend on Fox News Radio. We feature guests on water quality, water safety, and water fun, including great boating day trips and tips on fishing. Join us this Saturday at 7 a.m. for the Baywater Exclusive Boat Club Hour with Adam Botana on 92.5 Fox News.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Oh, look at this. A poll. Americans are the unhappiest they've been in 50 years. It's an AP poll that comes from St. Petersburg. It's been a rough year for the American psyche. Folks in the U.S. are more unhappy today than they've been in nearly 50 years. This bold yet unsurprising conclusion comes from the COVID response tracking study. Well, I'm just going to ask a dumb question. I'll just ask Jake the millennial, who's the closest to my that I can ask physically. If you were going to ask people who have been concerned about COVID and a pandemic and the shutting down of an economy and things that we haven't seen legitimately in a generation, in a lifetime, this kind of thing, do you think people would be unhappy? How do you expect people to react?
Definitely not like, yay.
Yeah, well, nobody's jumping up and down. It's, okay. Fewer Americans say they're happier than at any point since 1972. And we asked all kinds of people from the COVID response tracking study. So we're talking to people that are concerned about COVID. Well, look, what do you think they're going to say? All right. Trump.
This is Daybreak 92.5 Fox News.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and yes, it is time for you to do something about your style. Well, I mean, from your style, window treatments and decor. Now, don't get me wrong. You've got a great style, but maybe you need to fix up some things in your home. Maybe like I did, the treatments on your windows, blinds, shutters, shades. Well, you've got to go to Your Style Window Treatments and Decor, a veteran family-owned and operated business with multiple brands of blinds, shades, and shutters. And they have this great fabric that they use. It's called Microban, and it's one kind of treatment that you might want to think about because of its antimicrobial protection and inhibits the growth of bacteria, mold, and mildew that can cause stains, odors, and degrade the fabric. Yeah, you can get that at Your Style Window Treatments and Decor. And they can provide all of this with certified trained sales, installation, right through till completion. So give Your Style Window Treatments and Decor a call, will you? 471-5006. You're going to love them. 239-471-5006 for Your Style Window Treatments and Decor. Or visit them online at yourstylewindowtreatments.com.
True relief for back and neck pain.
At Johnston Spinal Care 596 Back, if you're suffering with a spinal-related problem, pain, numbness, or weakness, through the use of spinal decompression therapy, we've helped hundreds and hundreds of local residents return to a pain-free, productive life. People who once suffered from stenosis, sciatica, bulging, or herniated discs and thought there was no solution are now living pain-free. Spinal decompression is relaxing and painless, while it gently eases pressure off painful nerves and spinal discs. No pain, no needles, and no surgery. I've successfully been using spinal decompression in Southwest Florida for over 13 years, and the results are only getting better. Take your life back. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for a free telephone consultation to find out how spinal decompression can help you. Johnston Spinal Care, 596 Back. 596-2225. That's 596-2225.
Replacing your wood paneling? That's a do-it-yourself. Replacing your electrical panel? That's a don't do-it-yourself. Play it safe and call your locally owned Mr. Sparky for any electrical replacement. From electrical panels to total home rewires, Mr. Sparky will leave your home safer than we found it.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Terms and conditions may apply. Call for details. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Not another minute not writing my novel.
Not another minute not sleeping in just because.
Not another minute putting off a long overdue midlife crisis.
Photography class.
Trip to the wine country.
Not another minute not knowing if anti-estrogen therapy beyond 5 years is likely to benefit me.
Women with hormone receptor positive breast cancer should talk to their doctor about Breast Cancer Index to help decide if anti-estrogen therapy beyond 5 years is right for them. Find out more at breastcancerindex.com.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Corey Lazar with Wink News. Today there will be a pandemic response task force meeting with the Lee County School District. They say they're trying everything they can to get your students back to in-person learning come August. Live classes are also being discussed as an idea for students whose parents don't feel comfortable sending children back to school. Governor DeSantis acknowledged the spike of coronavirus cases in Immokalee. Right now it's a growing hotspot. Agriculture Commissioner Nikki Fried criticized the governor's reopening decisions, calling them premature. Protesters gathered outside of Oaks Farms in Immokalee to protest owner Alfie Oaks and his recent Facebook post calling the Black Lives Matter movement and the coronavirus hoaxes. His employees stood outside of the farm in support of him and hung God Bless America signs outside of the farm. The man accused of beating a toddler to death in Lehigh Acres will face a judge today. Yernir Velasquez is facing upgraded second-degree murder charges. Authorities say Velasquez locked himself and the child in a bedroom for 30 minutes, and investigators found multiple skull fractures, brain bleeding, and a bruising all over her body. In just hours, the man accused of killing a dog and taping his mouth shut will also be in court. Right now, William Hillard is sitting in the Lee County Jail. If you still need help with rent or childcare, Lee County is gearing up to start Phase 2 of the Lee Cares Act to help you make ends meet. Head to the Wink News app this morning. You can find the link to apply for help. I'm Corey Lazar. Wink News now.
Wink News traffic.
Traffic is slowing in North Cape on Tropicana heading west of Andalusia. We're at 13 miles per hour. The best way to navigate around it, Pine Island or Diplomat, both are up to speed heading towards Nelson. Also, traffic is slowing down as well on 41 heading south towards Pondella. If you're heading into downtown this morning, the best way for a very nice commute, Business 41. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, we bumped the rain chances up a notch with some hit or miss, scattered showers and storms by the afternoon and evening hours. Sunshine with some clouds gradually increasing as temperatures for today will top out near 90 degrees. Good chances for rain thanks to an increase in tropical moisture for your Thursday and your Friday. Numerous showers and storms to track. Scattered storms for your weekend forecast. Lower 90s for the first official day of summer on Saturday. And more chances for rain all the way towards Father's Day on Sunday. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Drew Steele in the morning and Trey Radel in the afternoon. 2 doses of what cures liberalism. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
When you are moving your home or office, choosing the right company makes all the difference. Rice's Moving and Transport has operated for 21 years out of Naples. They offer full packing and moving services for commercial and residential, as well as full designer services. To help our locals, Rice's Moving is extending their special pricing on all local moves for the summer. To protect our community, they are working within all the CDC guidelines. Rice's Moving and Transport in Naples, moving you into the future.
Hey, Sean Hannity here for Cathedral Roofing Innovations. Now, Hurricane Irma was a long time ago, but believe it or not, well, problems with tile roofs, they continue to occur as a result. Now, many homeowners are just now feeling the effects of the hidden damage that occurred to their tile roof. Now, whether it's new leaks, cracked, unsecured tiles, these roofs are living on borrowed time. Now, tile roofs, by nature of their design, are susceptible to lift and powerful storms like hurricanes. When this occurs, your tile underlayment can be compromised, but you would not realize it until possibly years later. Now, with Cathedral Roofing Innovations, you get a great roofing company to inspect your roof for any damage. And just because you don't have leaks doesn't mean you don't have issues. Just go to cathedralroofingnaples.com. They are the tile experts in Naples, and they will start the inspection process right away. Just go to cathedralroofingnaples.com. cathedralroofingnaples.com.
License number CCC 1331928.
Attention, Florida plumbers. I need you to do me a favor. I want you to take a look down at your uniform shirt. Is the name Best Home Services embroidered on the front? If not, I have some very bad news. You're working at the wrong company. Join a team where you can create your own opportunities. Join Best Home Services. If you take pride in providing outstanding customer service, Best Home Services is where you want to be. Of course, we offer top wages, top benefits, top perks, but it's the other stuff that makes us different. You and your family deserve more. Join the team at Best Home Services and enjoy living up to the name. Best Home Services, now hiring plumbers.
Attention, Southwest Florida. Are you ready for this? Only Naples Nissan will give you $8,000 over Kelley Blue Book value for your trade-in. Hundreds of new SUV models to choose from, all backed by our exclusive unlimited mile lifetime warranty. Pick out your favorite at naplesnissan.com. Then come see us on Pine Ridge Road to find out the KBB.com current market value for your trade-in. We'll give you $8,000 more so you can drive that brand new Nissan home today. If KBB says it's worth $5,000, Naples Nissan will give you $13,000. If KBB says 10, we'll give you 18. You must act fast, though. Visit naplesnissan.com for full details. Offer on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592. There's the Tri-Town Construction Talk and Text line. Seeing a lot of text popping up, so I'm going to get to those. And also, anytime you want to watch, streaming live on YouTube, thank you for watching. And thank you for subscribing. It keeps us going. Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. I got to tell you this. In the world of Rona, and maybe Jay can help me, and maybe you can help me. Do you know the one thing now in the semi-post-Rona era that we are in? Now, I say that because obviously coronavirus is not going away. It is still around. As a matter of fact, if you're listening to a lot of people in the media and on the left, you're hearing things like, Ron DeSantis defends reopening amid rising COVID cases. The cases are rising in the state of Florida. What are we going to do? There's going to be a peak coming up soon, and then we're all going to have to go back indoors, and it's going to be... It's Armageddon, everybody. I mean, I've got you on camera there, Jake, so I want to ask you this question quickly, but before I get to that, do you not see that roller coaster? Do you not see all of this playing out? Okay, it looks like it's calming down. Everybody can go out. It's back again. Everybody run inside. Okay, it feels like everything's going to be okay now. Everybody run back inside. It's like it's going to be this constant hysteria. It's not going to go away. Okay, anyway, this was what I was going to say. I know you so want to comment on this, Jake. He's got the mic open. Go ahead. What did you want to say?
Just everything's broken.
Okay, everything's broken. And everybody's depressed. It's the worst everybody's feeling in 50 years, according to the Associated Press. They're telling us that, everybody is just hating life. And, they talk to people at a COVID task force. What do you think you're going to find out? Anyway. So when we started everything with the Rona and the Wuhan virus, so what did we find out, Jake? We found out that the one thing that everybody was going to need, the biggest need in the history of mankind, turns out to be
a mask.
That's one of them. What's the other thing that we ran out of quickly?
Toilet paper.
Yeah, that's right. So we learned a valuable lesson. Toilet paper is currency. Man, I missed it by this much. I was thinking. There were times where it's like, you started, as Rona was building up and we were all indoors and the toilet paper was running out, you started to feel like we were going back in time, right? Didn't you start to have this feeling like we're gonna start it's gonna be bartering. We're gonna be on a barter system soon. I'm gonna have to barter toilet paper for food, and people were actually doing that. I think there were some people that were bartering toilet paper for liquor. Anyway, the point is this. Now, in this calm down post-panic virus moment that we're in now, did that make sense? I hope so. What's the latest that I have found out? What are the two things that you cannot find right now in stores? You want to guess? Anybody want to guess? Jake, you want to guess? Take a guess, Jake. What do you think it is? The two things that you cannot find. Good luck trying to find. Okay, no, I take that back. The three things, because Jake knows one of them, because we talk about it all the time. The three things that you cannot find right now, and I'm bringing this up because I'm actually going to ask for your help. Okay, what's one of the three things? And if you want to chime in, 239-479-5592 or call, you might want to guess. Sort of like a little, it's like a little guessing game we're playing this morning. It's sort of a fun little game. How about this? Guess what the three things are that are now the hardest things to find anywhere on the planet. Go ahead. Jake's got the first one.
Pasta sauce. Why is there no pasta sauce anywhere I go?
No, pasta sauce is back. Everything's fine with pasta sauce. You've mentioned that before. No, everything is fine. I'm going someplace with this, I promise. What's the first one?
I don't know.
We've talked about it. We
Bikes.
talked about
You couldn't find any bikes.
Yes, okay. Bicycles. I can't find my son a bicycle anywhere. There are no bicycles. How did that happen? How did bicycles become the thing now to
Where's
barter?
everyone going?
Apparently they're going someplace with the bike I need to buy for my son. That's what's going on. I can't find any bikes anywhere. It's true. Somebody said an educated Democrat. That is a very good point there. Whoever texted 239-479-50. You clearly were right all along. Somebody said hand sanitizer, cleaning supplies, and laundry supplies, but no, they're fine. They're back. Somebody said Lysol wipes are still, they're kind of creeping back, but I don't think that's the other one. The bicycles are a big one. Somebody said meat, ammo, and common sense. Yeah, that's some truth there. I don't have the call screen, so I can't tell who that is. So, all right. Okay. I can't find my son a bike. If anybody has an idea of where I can go to get a bike for my son, it would be appreciated.
Yeah, webcams.
Webcams is another one. You can't find a webcam anywhere because everybody now in the world of Rona doesn't, they've realized, kind of like education, they've realized that in education, you can actually educate a child and not have to have a $1.3 kajillion building to do it with a fancy schmancy swimming pool and all kinds of advertising all around it because you can't afford to pay it. So you just have other people's advertise on your fences and stuff so that you can help to pay for the giant kajillion dollar building that you really don't actually need to educate a child. Some people have discovered that.
Or the sport fields for the team that loses every game.
Yeah, well, look, you got to have them because they come in and they want to watch the teams. And so it, especially in college, it pays the bills. Don't do that, Jake. The other thing is webcams. So, right, the webcams, because people have discovered that in a lot of jobs that they have, that they don't necessarily have to be in that place, in that building. That the new thing to do now is to be at your home. And all right, Steve's in Bonita quickly wanted to comment. Steve, what is it, Steve?
Well, actually, I feel like you totally corrected me and proved me wrong. I was going to say hand sanitizer, but then I realized, I've actually seen it popping up here and there. But I think, just from hearing a few of the answers that it would be at least bicycles and guns and ammo for sure would be two of the harder things to get.
No, that's
and then like you were saying with webcams.
Webcams are impossible. Bicycles are impossible. And you ready for the third one? Here's the third one, Steve. And for those that are listening, the third biggest item that nobody can find anywhere, you can't get them, even now, and I don't know why, are weights. You go to a store and try to buy like a couple of like dumbbells. I'm not talking.
Trying to get swole, Drew?
What's that?
You trying to get swole? Up?
I'm trying. I can't. I have to use. I've resorted to using my wife's 2 and 5 pound weights that she does when she's aerobic exercising, and I hold 2 of them in my hand just to get 7.5 pounds so that I can try to lift weights because I can't find any weights.
Just use your son. Like he should be.
I could. No, that would be with my luck. Yeah, somebody said weights. That's right. You can't find them. Can't find weights. You can't find webcams, and I can't find my son a bike. Can't do it.
Get you some paint cans, some 5-gallon paint cans.
Do you know how hard it is? It's hard enough to take 2 dumbbells and try to lift those together in your hands and do that.
Tape them together.
I've tried it. It doesn't work. It hurts your fingers. Anyway, that's all. That's my. You want to know why people are depressed in 50 years? The what was it about? People are sad. 50 years, they're all depressed. Everybody's hating life because they can't get physically fit. Oh, we're getting back to it. Anyway. All right. Speaking of getting physically fit, this has nothing to do with it. I wanted to mention this. Yesterday we discovered something that we've talked about and hinted about and have been concerned about here on this program. And it is the deplatforming of so many different conservative views. Oh, that's not true. That's not happening. There's no deplatforming. There's nothing going on like that. Why do you say that? That's just, again, that's that right-wing propaganda that's out there. Hillary talked about it, right? The deplorables, you bunch of deplorables.
I'm really offended personally.
You're thinking of how we feel.
Or as I call her, crooked Hillary Clinton.
All right, easy. Easy. So we come to find out that Google, Google, the Google machine, Google where you go to search for anything and everything. And if you type in like fantastic Donald Trump, it'll give you a full page of Donald Trump tells fantastic lies. He's the worst president. But literally, it's like, no, I'm trying to look for the good things for the president. And when I Google that, it comes out to be all the awful things because that's what Google does. Yes, there are platforms that are trying to see to it that this president not only does not get reelected, but also is going to stop, even for the future, everybody, some of the outlets that are trying to get you real information in journalism. The Federalist, some of the best writers, Margot Cleveland is there, Molly Hemingway, some of the biggest names write for the Federalist. People, Sean Davis, we've had on this program, Tristan Justice, others. We've had many people. John Daniel Davidson is a writer for the Federalist. Remember, these names are the names that discovered the Russian collusion hoax. Do you remember? These are the people that have come through time and time again with the information showing the weaponization of the federal government against an American citizen, that being Donald Trump. Well, a site like this can't stay up. And so what ended up happening yesterday? I don't know if you heard about this. So NBC News reported a story that Google banned the Federalist, along with another website, Zero Hedge, which we credit on this program, generating ad revenue based on a report by the networks. You ready for this? NBC has a verification unit. This is a mainstream media outlet, NBC, that has a verification unit. Now, I just want you to have, and this is for the Democrats that are listening and watching on YouTube, streaming live, Drew Steele Radio each and every day. Please subscribe. Even you, subscribe. It's there, the button somewhere. I'm trying to appeal to the common sense that somewhere in your skull has to exist. Like it may be deep in the middle. I'm not sure what you're wearing on your head. But this is I'm trying to reach out to your common sense, and it's this. If NBC News has a verification unit, wouldn't it stand to reason that they are trying to find, quote unquote, those places that are not verified, that are putting out news stories that, I don't know, maybe not the truth, hoaxes that are putting out propaganda or lies in their eyes? And if they verify it and find out, well, then where do you go? They go to Google to take away the ad revenue for that website. Doesn't that speak volumes, number one, to how biased NBC is on their own verification unit when they are the epitome of fake news right now? Where they go to Google. If you're saying, well, Google's not that powerful, well, then why go to Google? Because they understand like everybody else understands, and maybe you don't know yet, but I'm telling you that the ad revenue for many, many websites, for many personal websites, for individuals whose livelihood depends on that ad revenue can be taken away just like that if a verification unit comes along and decides that they've proven that, these are lies. And what does Google do? Well, you know what? They're verifying it, so we checked it out, and it checks out. So we've got a problem with that. So that's what they did. It was the network's verification unit created with the UK's Centre for Countering Digital Hate. How do you think those people skew the political spectrum? Complaining about the two websites exposing the mainstream media's deliberate lying over recent protesting that has gripped the nation without citing the stories in question. I'm reading this from Tristan Justice from The Federalist, who's writing about this story. The Federalist co-founder, Sean Davis, who was on Fox last night responding to the deplatforming attempt. Let me see if I can play some of that audio from what Sean Davis said about it.
We never got any formal notice from Google. We never got any notice from their ad team. We learned about this from NBC News, from the reporter, Ms. Frazier, who emailed a general info account at the Federalist. She didn't email me or my partners or my founders.
Okay, she didn't tell anybody. She didn't say that, hey, this is coming up. But here's the other thing. Google says, no. We didn't demonetize them. They were threatening to introduce sanctions on the website over third-party comment in its comment section. So get this, everybody. The verification unit was going after the Federalist because they didn't like what the comment section was saying. The comment section. You know, the things that are all over the place on every single website that you don't know who in the world is commenting on it. It's somebody who's sitting in their basement. You know the story. It's like
somebody sitting on their bed that weighs 400 pounds, okay?
Yeah, that guy. And so they were going to go after them on the comment section that they have nothing to do with. Really? I wonder if that's going to happen with every single website now, because I can guarantee you could go to some comment sections and report it to Google on some pretty, let's just say, mainstream outlets and say, I got a problem with this. Do you think that they would deplatform those places as well? No. Listen, what you need to understand is that there is a conscious effort of those on the left and the media and teaming up with Google, who is not your friend if you're a conservative and have conservative views, to deplatform and take away and try to effectively take away the speech of others that is not in agreement with their speech in order to not only affect an election, but to affect what you will see in the future moving forward. Because I can guarantee you that they would not do the same thing to outlets that, well, let's just say are in their favor. I don't know. For example, Mediaite, Dan Abrams' Mediaite. Remember Dan Abrams was canceled out. His live PD program there was canceled because of the portrayal of police officers and their everyday activities. And so, we have to cancel them. Mediaite, who you certainly can go onto their comments, not a, let's just say left-leaning. And you can read some of the most horrible, outrageous comments there, but they won't be deplatformed. You can bank on it. All right, we'll talk about that more coming up. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News right all along. Let's find out what's happening with traffic up to the minute. Here's Sabrina Katz.
Traffic is slowing in North Cape on Tropicana heading west of Andalusia. We're at 13 miles per hour. The best way to navigate around it, Pine Island or Diplomat, both are up to speed heading towards Nelson. Also, traffic is slowing down as well on 41 heading south towards Pondella. If you're heading into downtown this morning, the best way for a very nice commute, Business 41. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After a sunny and quiet morning, gradually the clouds increase as we will see some kind of hit or miss. Scattered rain and storms by the afternoon and evening. High temperature for your Wednesday near 90 degrees. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Rush Limbaugh. On Monday, the Supreme Court sided with California in declining to hear an appeal by the Trump administration on a statewide sanctuary law. Now, the upshot is that, at least for now, California can continue its policy of state and local law enforcement refusing to cooperate with federal immigration agencies. The Los Angeles Times editorial board was giddy over this decision. Within hours, they celebrated with an editorial accusing Trump of waging a mean-spirited, costly, and unnecessary war against illegal immigrants. Now, let me caution those of you who, like the LA Times, think this battle is over and who believe the left has won the sanctuary city law fight once and for all. Over the past few weeks, Americans all across the great country have seen lawlessness on display. We have seen a police precinct overrun by thugs and hooligans in Seattle. We've seen it set on fire. We've seen looting, arson, vandalism, violent attacks on business owners go unchecked as elected blue city Democrat leaders choose to sit on their asses and refuse to restore order or defend lives and property. I'm going to guarantee you something. Millions of law-abiding Americans are appalled, and this Supreme Court ruling just adds to their disgust. So don't doubt me. They're waiting until November to demonstrate the amazing political power of disgusted voter pushback against leftist human debris. It'll happen. During this time of massive change, you should know that ZipRecruiter's focus has not changed. They're still doing what they've always done, helping people find work and helping businesses find the right people for their open roles. Now, if you're looking for a job, ZipRecruiter is working with you to find the right job faster. They're dedicated to helping you get hired, from caretaking to delivering food and goods to building medical facilities, supplying protective equipment, so many other opportunities as well. In fact, ZipRecruiter's app will send you up-to-date job openings so you can be one of the first to apply. And if you're actively hiring, ZipRecruiter will invite candidates to apply to your most urgent roles, making it faster and easier to reach the people you need. By connecting people who need jobs and companies that need people, ZipRecruiter is working with all of us so we can keep moving forward. See it come together, ZipRecruiter.com/work together. That's ZipRecruiter.com/work together.
92.5 Fox News, making Southwest Florida great every day. 92.5 Fox News.
Your local 1-hour air conditioning and heating team is open and ready to serve you. AC isn't a luxury, but rather is essential to your life. Give our team a call at 844-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com.
For over 20 years, the Good Feet store has been helping people with foot pain get back to doing what they love without their feet getting in the way. Call 552-FEET or visit us at the Good Feet store.
All right, everybody, Rich Colco is getting ready to come in, and so there he is right there, and I got to fix his camera. So what I'm trying to do right now is get him all situated. I know, there you go. All right, we're going to get you situated here. See, this is why it's good to be on the YouTube stream because you get to see all the behind-the-scene things that are happening. Look at that. There he is. And that looks great. See how nice that looks? That's the kind of thing that you need. Now, the whole he's a TV guy. Doesn't he know you're not supposed to drink coffee? You're not supposed to drink coffee while you're on camera. I don't know if that's true. Is that true?
No, it's not true.
That's not true? Okay. All right. It's not true. I don't know if it's true or not. I just made that up. I'm not a TV guy. Let's just look at this face, and you can see. All right. So Rich is getting ready to come in a couple of minutes, and we are going to talk in detail about the president, and we're going to talk about the executive order and get into some details. Because I have some... I like that he's making the effort. I like a lot of it. I just want to get into some more detail on my concerns and have him tell me I'm crazy to have those concerns. And then I'd say, no, I'm not crazy. And then he says, yes, you are. And there you go. Actually, you don't even have to tune back in. You just saw the whole exchange. So that's it. All right. Let's see. Where are we? Couple of minutes away. So stand by. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're here. And tell your friends. All right. We'll be right back.
Dodge Journey SUV, just $19,990. Plus at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, you can drive payment-free for 3 months or interest-free for 6 years and worry-free up to 100,000 miles. And our parts service and body shop are open to serve you. Below invoice employee pricing at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com.
Gotta go to Galliana.
42 monthly, 10,000 miles per year, $19.99 due at signing plus tax, tech title, dealer and acquisition fees, 0 security deposit, $13.88 per month per thousand borrowed for 72 months at 0 APR with 0 down with lender approval offers no combined.
Hi, Michael Crothers, owner of Pure Air Conditioning. Now that our economy has reopened and to help the community, we've decided to offer a safe $29 AC maintenance. All Pure Air employees are supplied with gloves, foot coverings, and KN95 masks for your and their protection. Find us online at getpureair.com to schedule your safe $29 AC maintenance. Join me every Saturday at 11:30 a.m. for the Get Pure Air radio show. I'll be talking about everything from air conditioning maintenance to troubleshooting tips.
Home is truly where the heart is. CFS Roofing Services understands that. When I saw what CFS did for my neighbor's roof, I called them. Everyone was professional, and owner David Crowther has nearly 4 decades of experience. It's obvious they care.
CFS Roofing Services, where your home matters most. Visit cfsroofing.com or call 239-561-2600. I'm David Crowther, and I approve this message.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News Update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
I'm Corey Lazar with Wink News. Today, there will be a pandemic response task force meeting with the Lee County School District. They say they're trying everything they can to get your students back to in-person learning come August. Live classes are also being discussed as an idea for students whose parents don't feel comfortable sending children back to school. Governor DeSantis acknowledged the spike of coronavirus cases in Immokalee. Right now, it's a growing hotspot. Agriculture Commissioner Nikki Fried criticized the governor's reopening decisions, calling them premature. Protesters gathered outside of Oaks Farms in Immokalee to protest owner Alfie Oaks and his recent Facebook post calling the Black Lives Matter movement and the coronavirus hoaxes. His employees stood outside of the farm in support of him and hung God Bless America signs outside of the farm. The man accused of beating a toddler to death in Lehigh Acres will face a judge today. Yadir Velasquez is facing upgraded second-degree murder charges. Authorities say Velasquez locked himself and the child in a bedroom for 30 minutes, and investigators found multiple skull fractures, brain bleeding, and a bruising all over her body. In just hours, the man accused of killing a dog and taping his mouth shut will also be in court. Right now, William Hillard is sitting in the Lee County Jail. If you still need help with rent or childcare, Lee County is gearing up to start Phase 2 of the Lee Cares Act to help you make ends meet. Head to the Wink News app this morning. You can find the link to apply for help. I'm Corey Lazar. Wink News now.
Wink News traffic.
Traffic is slowing in North Cape on Tropicana heading west of Andalusia. We're at 13 miles per hour. The best way to navigate around it, Pine Island or Diplomat, both are up to speed heading towards Nelson. Also, traffic is slowing down as well on 41 heading south towards Pondella. If you're heading into downtown this morning, the best way for a very nice commute, Business 41. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, we bumped the rain chances up a notch with some hit or miss scattered showers and storms by the afternoon and evening hours. Sunshine with some clouds gradually increasing as temperatures for today will top out near 90 degrees. Good chances for rain thanks to an increase in tropical moisture for your Thursday and your Friday. Numerous showers and storms to track. Scattered storms for your weekend forecast. Lower 90s for the first official day of summer on Saturday. And more chances for rain all the way towards Father's Day on Sunday. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
92.5 Fox News.
We are going to make America great again.
Right, all along.
The team at Best Home Services understands that this is a time of much uncertainty and much unknown. With this uncertainty comes feelings of fear and panic. Please know that we are here for you today, tomorrow, and into the future as we move forward together, safely and comfortably. We are all in this together, and as stewards of our community, we promise to continue to provide you the services needed to keep you and your family safe. You are not alone. Best Home Services, our family protecting your family.
Lower taxes, debt reduction, increased reserves. That's what Kevin Ruane did as mayor of Sanibel. Now Kevin Ruane is running for District 1 on the Lee County Commission. An accountant and businessman, Kevin Ruane knows what it takes to balance a budget and has the record to prove it. Kevin cut Sanibel's taxes by 26% and reduced debt by 80%, all while increasing the city's reserve funds. Now, more than ever, Lee County needs a strong conservative that knows how to run a business and isn't afraid to make the tough decisions to get our economy back on track. We need Kevin Ruane on the County Commission, guiding the way to job creation and financial stability as our economy recovers from the coronavirus crisis. Kevin will bring his 40 years of business experience and his proven record of results to the County Commission to lead the charge in the tough times that lie ahead. Let's put Kevin Ruane to work for us. Vote for Kevin Ruane for Lee County Commissioner. Paid by Kevin Ruane, Republican, for Lee County Commissioner, District 1.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We sell more low-mileage cars and trucks than anyone in Southwest Florida because we have more. Over 300 vehicles in stock with locations in Fort Myers and Tampa. See for yourself at lee-cars.com.
See a 2017 Chevy Traverse with only 15,000 miles, a 2019 Cadillac XT5 with 19,000 miles, and a 2009 Dodge Caliber with only 4,000 miles. Over 300 vehicles. Visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So, what do you provide? Cookie-cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie-cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. So glad you're here. 239-479-5592. That is the Tri-Town Construction Talk and Text line, streaming live on YouTube anytime you want to watch. Just go to Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's, and please subscribe to the channel. And yes, we're on Facebook as well. Here he is. It's Rich Coco. Here he is, right in front of you, right before your very eyes. There he is, safety and security expert with Wink News, and he's even got his own little chyron there. Look at that, fancy. Wow. That's how we do that here. We are fancy. It's good to see you, sir. By the way, I apologize on the break. One of the things that sometimes you get to hear if you're watching streaming live on YouTube. You get to see the behind the scenes. If you were watching, you got to watch everything that we were trying to manipulate, getting the cameras and everything ready. And then, unfortunately, Rich had about 5 minutes of me telling my life story. So I apologize that you had to go through all of that. It's an interesting...
It was very interesting.
No, it's not. That's not interesting. It was weird.
You've done some amazing things.
It's And a lot of it
most
had to
importantly,
do...
taking care of your family, which is
Yeah,
tops.
yeah. And the other thing had to do with weight loss, which goes back to my whole bicycle issue. The things that we have discovered in this post-panic pandemic Rona world, where before it was toilet paper and
hand sanitizer.
And hand sanitizer. Now it's bicycles, free weights, and webcams.
Wow.
And so that might be something you want to investigate. You know, sometimes you do those really deep dive investigations for Wink News.
And steak was in there in the middle for a while. I couldn't get meat.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That whole issue, right, with the meats. And I heard potatoes. Did somebody say potatoes were in there too?
Wow.
I don't know. Don't listen to me.
Got to figure out what to invest in.
Who knows? What do you invest in? I invest in Jake. I'm giving him money so he can go get a snack. It's amazing how much, but it's a good investment. It pays off in the long run because, well, not really. But anyway, no, it does. All right. So the president, the executive order. First, a little bit of the details, some of the things that were discussed in this executive order, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on some of my concerns. I think it is good. By the way, I will say this right out of the gate, that it is an effort that was made that, dare I say, not many have in the past. Presidents or elected officials have decided to go down this road, but the president did. So go ahead. Some of the details.
Well, some of the details are they've in the executive order, which doesn't carry specific weight, but it pulls police best practices, and actually I spoke to FMPD's deputy chief yesterday about this. There's some funding, which is important. There's some limits to physical force. There's some issues with helping develop new, less than lethal weapons. There's some database information they want to build up. I heard you talking about that a little bit earlier to help keep bad cops from getting other jobs. But there are definitely some problems in there, as you pointed out. And overall, it tries to standardize some things. There are 18,000 police departments in the country. About 1 million police officers, give or take. Yeah. And so there's the standardization, the training, the documentation, very different as you go from department to department. And hopefully this will get them down the road where they start to standardize this.
So the best practices what would be an idea of some of the best practices that would be performed?
Deadly force issues, defensive tactics, how you conduct arrests, the no chokeholds unless it's a life-saving issue for the officer, and trying to put that all again. So if you see a lot of these, look at some of these riots now. You see a lot of different departments working together. It's important to know that if all of a sudden you get thrown into a situation with an officer from another department, you're working on the same page. You've got the same rules, or you've got some of the same training, and that's very helpful. And this is all going to try and push police departments down that road if they accept it.
Yeah, if they decide to.
If they decide to do it. I mean, that's not a given. Yeah. There's going to be some police departments that are going to be gung ho for this.
Yeah.
Some that are not, and some that are in the middle. There's no specific order that says they have to do this.
And make no mistake about it, and I said this before, and I still believe that this is true. You don't have to comment on this. This is just me editorializing, but I would say this, that you can't get to a place that you want to be with policing or what the president is talking about in this executive order and best practices and the like, unless you have willing politicians and willing departments in those cities who are looking at that and agree with that. And unfortunately, we're in a world right now where it is so hyper-political and hyper-partisan that you could see that there are already calls by Democrats saying it's not enough, it's too late, it's not something that, it's too little too late. And you could see where politically there would be politicians that wouldn't want to do this because the president's asking them to do it. You could see departments that wouldn't do it because of the politics at play. So just remember, ultimately, at the end of the day, you have to have willing participants that are either the politicians or those that are running departments that want to enact this in their municipalities, in their districts, in their areas. And so many times we see the politics at play here, and it's sad. The data part of this is the one thing that I brought up. That explain what that is, and then again, let's talk about that. So the idea of the information sharing.
Well, the information sharing with a police officer's capability or duties. The difficult part is every good police officer has complaints filed against them. That's just the way the criminals work. They get arrested, legit arrest for a legit crime they committed, they still file the complaint. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times you see these police officers that, they have 6, 8, 10, 2 dozen complaints against them. and all absolved. But that's because criminals just file complaints. They're trying to, mess up the system, anything they can to keep themselves out of jail.
Right.
And so it's not always as simple as saying, oh, this officer has 15 complaints against him.
So that's legitimate. What I said earlier, the fact that on twofold. Number one, that I want to know where these complaints are coming from. Just a general complaint, like you said, the complaints come by someone who's arrested. Just the fact that if somebody has 15 or 20 complaints, they're arresting a whole lot of folks, and those people are coming back and sending out these complaints against the officer that this litigious society that we're in. They're going to have all kinds of complaints against them. I want to know specifically if they are department led or if there's someone who's been arrested and the lawyering up led, if you will. And then the other part of it is I'm always concerned anytime there's a database. Anytime there's numbers in a database, it's faceless, it's nameless in a lot of cases where you'll see this database that in the purest sense, if somebody puts it out and says, this would be great because we can identify and see, somebody's identify and see is another person's malfeasance, misuse of the data and could go against somebody for a multitude of reasons.
Yeah, interpretation of statistics is always, complex.
Yeah.
So again, you're looking at, what did this officer, what were these complaints, how were they resolved, at what level, was it just the supervisor, a lot of times these are right at the supervisor. The sergeant knows it didn't happen and, the complaint go away.
Right.
Is there an internal affairs investigation? Does it go to a district attorney? And then it gets written down of those 18,000 departments, they all going to document it exactly the same way. And then if it ends up in this database that's shared among police agencies, I don't know. Each state, lists or has their what's called police officer standards. So, but they're not all the same. So right there, what training do you need to be a police officer or sheriff's deputy in Florida might be different than you need in Nebraska.
Yeah.
So having one database to fill everything is going to be complex. I think it's you said Democrats are going to say it's not enough. Republicans are going to say it's a good start. That's unfortunate that it's all politicized. The fact of the matter is it's a step forward to help policing get better in the future. So it may not be everything they want, but let's say, hey, it's a good step forward.
And the other thing, too, is that I brought up earlier, Rich Kolko is joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, safety and security specialist with Wink News. One of the things I brought up earlier about that specifically, too, was the fact that when we're talking about the people that are in the departments, there are bad apples in every job, in every business, in every department, across the board. There's always somebody who probably could afford to find a different role, employment, because maybe this isn't their cup of tea or whatever you want to say. That you have people that probably need to be identified now more than ever in departments and say, look, this girl is just, this is a bad apple. This is somebody that just is not doing their job properly. They're just not getting it. It's not clicking, or they're just a bad seed, and to call them out and identify them and not to leave it to a sergeant who has to come along and say, all right, well, I'll keep an eye on them. What a responsibility that is in the daily activities of a department. And then to have an individual who has to keep an eye on somebody because they're concerned about how they are acting in the department, wherever that is. And that's any job, by the way. That's anybody who's a supervisor who has to now keep an eye on somebody. They've already got enough happening in their world, in their sphere. To put that on them as well, that's a lot.
It is a lot, but you have to understand what police officers do every day. And I was FBI, and it's a much different environment than being the police officers that are on the street every day. They're seeing people at their worst, all the time. They're dealing with difficult people. They're, in fights, in very dangerous situations.
That's a great point. No, that's a great
point. It just wears on them after months and years. Look at the riots. They're standing there, face to face with these rioters for hours, just yelling at them, screaming at them, throwing things at them.
Yeah.
It's amazing that they can have the patience to not, push back.
Yeah, and of course, I support the departments. I hate the idea that there are people that want to defund, because really it's just about taking away the departments as a whole, or doing something to them which would be detrimental to the job that they can perform. For example, the other part of this, which has to do with the federal incentives for police departments to deploy non-police experts on issues like mental health and homelessness and addiction. And I want you to speak to that as well, because the first thing was in Fort Myers, and you probably had this conversation in Fort Myers about how their, I think it was the NAACP who was sitting down with different departments and talking about the things that they would like to see happening in departments and the defunding of training and to go towards experts on mental health and addiction and the like. Why do you have to take away? Now, if you have federal incentives that would say, look, you could do both. Keep everything the way it is. Keep the funding the way it is. Nothing's going to change. And then there'll be incentives to add those that could come in. I don't know how you push back on that unless it's all political. That's how you would push back on that. But then to suggest that someone like a social worker or somebody who's a mental health expert, somebody who is an expert on addiction, they're going to be the 911 call. That's who that's going to go to directly to go to that location. Nothing about that seems. Now go ahead. You're okay. You're pushing back. Go ahead.
I'm not pushing back. That's a dispatch issue. Understanding what the call as it comes in. I think I just read that Albuquerque is about to start trying to do this.
Yep.
I was in Virginia last weekend or 2 weekends ago, and they had an issue. There was a man, an addict in the street, just walking in an intersection, and EMTs were there talking to him. Said, "Do you want to go to detox?" And yes, get in the ambulance. No, I won't. And so he just wasn't cooperating. A police officer pulled up. Obviously, he knew this guy. Must have had problems in the past. Tased him, and any police officer did not handle it well. Hit the guy in the head with the taser when the guy, fought back. And by the end of the day, the police officer was arrested and fired. Okay, so it wasn't a law enforcement issue. He shouldn't have even been there. I think what's going to happen.
Wait. It wasn't a law enforcement issue, except that they weren't going to be able to do anything with that individual without the help of an officer. They weren't going to be able to remove the situation or to get him out of the situation or to get that's the point, right? What you just said is actually the point.
Right now, because we didn't have that trained person there to deal with them.
Well, the person that showed up first was who?
An ambulance driver.
Okay, so all right, so you're just saying
not a social worker.
So what would their training like? Give me an example of how someone who's not an officer, like an ambulance driver, let's say that their training was. In something like that. What's the training to get someone who is belligerent off the streets?
Great question. Some of that's got to be resolved. But what I'm saying is as they transition into this, if that's the way it goes, that professional social worker or a person who's trained to deal with addicts or, de-escalate, there may be the police officer that'll roll along with them to make sure, it goes okay. Yeah. But that police officer should stay out of it unless it gets to a dangerous situation and let that social worker learn to work it out. It's not going to be a light switch. Okay, social workers are responding to these calls. Yeah. It'll take a transitionary period to where people get comfortable doing it.
And forgive me because this is where we would disagree because I could see the situations coming up easily where someone who is trained, a social worker, mental health, is trained to identify and trained to de-escalate a situation, walks into one where it doesn't de-escalate.
Oh,
and
we don't disagree at all.
And before you know it, that individual has no ability to make a phone call or to make a call to anybody or to do anything or get on a radio or anything like that because they're on their back. Or they're defending themselves because this person who is belligerent now and who is not of their right mind is doing things that in their right mind they wouldn't be doing. And they even know that they're not in their right mind. And they still, and all the things that they are trained to do did not help in that situation. I could see something like that happening multiple times, at which point you need an officer.
You do. And police officers are trained to take control of the situation. You watch a single officer get out of a car, walk into a crowd, and they can take control of that situation. That's training, that's experience. It's a difficult thing to do. Think about walking to 10 people. Now you've got the social worker that walks up and is talking to this person. The officer shows up. Their inclination is going to be, I can take over and resolve this quickly. But they're just going to have to sit back on the hood of their car, arms crossed, and see. If it starts to go bad, they're available to intervene, but they're going to have to, if they go this way, and nobody's saying they're going to go this way, but they'll have to learn how to transition to letting that social worker expert resolve the situation. If it's not a law enforcement situation, the person's not breaking the law, they're not going to jail, it's just unfair to keep piling on additional duties to these police officers, making them be the 911 call for every single thing that the government needs somebody to respond to.
No, I understand, but I'm also worried about this is all, to me, I'm not saying it's you specifically, but in general, this is the pie in the sky vision. This is the vision that in the perfect world,
Nirvana. I get it.
In the perfect world, this is the vision. We don't live in a perfect world. We see it every day. And so that's it. And the other thing I wanted to ask before we go is your thoughts on this, how in New York City, they're going to disband plainclothes officers. That can't be a good thing.
That can't be a good thing. The anti-crime squads, are going to go away out of every precinct. These are very proactive, helping stop crime before, when you think of police, there's investigators, or FBI is a Federal Bureau of Investigation, and that means you're investigating after an event occurred. Okay, the whole idea now is to try and have that intelligence, data, information, sources, so that you can prevent crime from happening.
Right.
Why investigate if you can stop it? And these anti-crime units are the men and women that are out there in plain clothes. They have a sense, they have an understanding, they know who the sources are. Okay. Is that crime going to happen? They can put a stop to it. So now they're going back to cleaning up instead of stopping it. It's I don't know. I think you hit the nail on the head 100 times here. It's all the politicians that are just so sensitive to making these immediate decisions, whether it's Atlanta firing police officers, hours after an event, before an investigation, the mayor of New York, de Blasio, saying that the police officer should be fired for having drawn his weapon when he hadn't seen the video.
Yeah.
Just insanity.
Yeah.
Insanity.
All right, there's Rich Coco. There he is. You can see him if you're watching on YouTube, streaming live, Drew Steele Radio. You can. It's right there. And please subscribe to the channel. All right, Rich, great to see you as usual.
Thanks for having me.
All right, we got to go to break. 92.5 Fox News, and you might even say this about Rich Coco. He was right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News. There's the left way, and then there's the right way. 92.5 Fox News. The conservative, smart, right voice of Southwest Florida.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. I have my friend Dave Meister, owner of the Floor Meisters in Naples, on the phone. And Dave, I love the selection of floor coverings you have at Floor Meisters. It's fantastic. I've been there myself, and my new home is beautiful with the carpets, Dreamweaver carpets. Can we talk about this, the selection, the durability?
Yes, it's called Twistex. It's a 3-ply yarn. The carpet is very, very dense. It's so dense it even has a stair warranty on it, plus stain warranties. And this would be just perfect for Jake because it has a pet accident warranty.
There you go.
It will clean.
Right. Wow. That is interesting, the way the technology is on these Dreamweaver carpets. And you have quite a selection there, too, of course.
Yes, we do. We have 9 rolls, this in stock, but it's available in 13 patterns, 12 colors to a pattern. This stuff is beautiful. It's the hottest thing since sliced bread.
So you want to see it for yourself? Go to the Floor Meisters. You're going to really love it. 6281 Naples Boulevard next to Costco. Give them a call, 239-596-4964, or on the web at floormeisters.com.
I'm Dr. William Fingelstaller. I'm running for Congress because America is at its greatest crossroads yet. The Democrat Party has transformed into a criminal enterprise that is destroying our country from within, trampling the Constitution, defunding our first responders, and wreaking havoc on our churches and businesses. I'm Dr. William Fingelstaller, and I approve this message because now is not the time to be sending weak leaders to Washington. In Congress, I will fight the radical left with everything I've got. You can count on it.
Paid for by William Fingelstaller for Congress.
I'm Harvey Massey. At Massey Services, we know every lawn is unique and requires customized care. That's why our environmental approach includes aeration, which allows water and nutrients to reach the roots of your lawn, as well as an irrigation program which ensures proper coverage and reduces water waste. With Massey's Green Up program, you'll enjoy a healthy and a beautiful lawn year-round. That's Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
You probably know Lusk, Dre Sites, and Talisano for car accidents and other personal injury matters. But did you know they have attorneys who specialize in many other areas of the law? Whether you're in need of creating or updating your will and testament, or need advice about divorce or child custody, they have an attorney for you. And unlike the all-too-familiar competitors, at Lusk, Dre Sites, and Talisano, you'll be meeting directly with the attorney handling your matter, not some coordinator or case manager looking to increase their numbers. Lusk, Dre Sites, and Talisano. They've been serving you for over 35 years. Have a family law question? Are you seeking a divorce or have child custody issues you need resolved? Do you need assistance with dividing property? At Lusk, Dre Sites, and Talisano, their attorneys can walk you through this difficult process as the needed advocate to protect your legal rights. They've been here for you in the past, they're here today, and will be here for you tomorrow. LDTlaw.com. Offices Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Naples.
Hey, it's Drew Steele here, and hurricane season, it's upon us, and it's supposed to be a pretty active season for 2020. Get peace of mind from my friends at Generator Supercenter, the #1 Generac automatic standby generator dealer in the nation. You don't have to sweat the next outage. I've had my Generac for years. It is amazing. Get your free estimate on your Generac automatic standby generator today, in time for hurricane season, with expert installation and 24-hour monitoring. Generator Supercenter. Give them a shout at 204-3469. That's 204-3469 for Generator Supercenter.
I'm Mike Gillimbardo. I'm running to represent you in Florida's House of Representatives. I grew up right here in Cape Coral. It's where I went to school, learned to play football, and it's the place I called home while fighting in Operation Iraqi Freedom. Now, it's where I'm raising my family and operating my businesses. President Trump and our freedoms are under attack, and we need strong conservatives in Tallahassee. I fought for you on the battlefield. Now I'm ready to fight for you in Florida's capital. My faith in God.
All right, guys. Let's see, 7:30. I don't even know what time it is. Almost 7:30. I was just fixing the cameras, so I thought I would just say what's up. See you all. James Barry says Jake looks bored. He does, doesn't he? Let's see. Yeah, he does. He's actually reading. So I'm always asking him to find stuff for me. So that's my fault. It's not that he's bored. He's busy. So, hello, Luis. Thank you. We appreciate you watching. And Crypto's like, hello, everyone. Hello, Crypto. And let's see, what else? So Matt Delaney had something about homeschool, and you thought you should delete it. What did you say? I don't even know what you said there, Matt. Oh, wait a minute. All right, so Matt said, as homeschool parents, I've heard a lot of our friends that previously were not homeschool parents that they are seeing improvement in their children's education since they've been home. You thinking you shouldn't say that? Why? Uh-oh. Maybe I should delete my comment about homeschooling so you don't get deplatformed. I get it. All right. Oh, we don't want to go talk about the homeschool thing, but I totally would. There's a bunch of stories about that. Anyway, all right, Jake's coming in. Everything okay? We're on? No? Okay. All right. We're going to go to break. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Please subscribe to the channel and tell your friends.
Friends, I care.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jonathan France. We know that weakened vision can limit our ability to enjoy day-to-day activities. And with the clear advantage of the Panoptix lens, seeing without glasses for distance driving, computers, and reading is now possible. This is the first and only trifocal lens that is designed to be used to help people get 20/20 distance, near, and in between. Most importantly, I've been doing cataract surgery for over 30 years. Experience matters. Quality outcomes matter. Reputation matters. And most importantly, I want you to know that I'm going to treat you like a member of my own family. You deserve to see your future in 2020.
Dial star 2020. Friends, I care.
Two magical things come from Milwaukee: beer and power tools. Milwaukee is the beer capital of the world, and Northern Tool is the capital of Milwaukee power tools. If you need to drill, saw, hammer, grind, or screw something in right, Northern Tool has the right Milwaukee power tool for you at the lowest price. Get yours at Northern Tool and Equipment and northerntool.com. Cheers to you, Northern Tool. Northern Tool and Equipment. Quality tools for serious work.
This Wink News Update is presented by Stadium Dry Cleaners. Online at stadiumdrycleaners.com.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
I'm Corey Lazar with Wink News. Today, there will be a pandemic response task force meeting with the Lee County School District. They say they're trying everything they can to get your students back to in-person learning come August. Live classes are also being discussed as an idea for students whose parents don't feel comfortable sending children back to school. Governor DeSantis acknowledged the spike of coronavirus cases in Immokalee. Right now, it's a growing hotspot. Agriculture Commissioner Nikki Fried criticized the governor's reopening decisions, calling them premature. Protesters gathered outside of Oaks Farms in Immokalee to protest owner Alfie Oakes and his recent Facebook post calling the Black Lives Matter movement and the coronavirus hoaxes. His employees stood outside of the farm in support of him and hung God Bless America signs outside of the farm. The man accused of beating a toddler to death in Lehigh Acres will face a judge today. Yernir Velasquez is facing upgraded second-degree murder charges. Authorities say Velasquez locked himself and the child in a bedroom for 30 minutes, and investigators found multiple skull fractures, brain bleeding, and a bruising all over her body. In just hours, the man accused of killing a dog and taping his mouth shut will also be in court. Right now, William Hillard is sitting in the Lee County Jail. If you still need help with rent or childcare, Lee County is gearing up to start Phase 2 of the Lee Cares Act to help you make ends meet. Head to the Wink News app this morning. You can find the link to apply for help. I'm Corey Lazar, Wink News Now.
Wink News traffic.
Traffic is slowing in Cape Coral southbound on Santa Barbara heading towards Cape Coral Parkway as well as on Skyline, but there is a slowdown on Andalusia. This is heading towards Pine Island for about a half mile. Guys, if you want a faster option, stick to Del Prado. It's fully up to speed. That's your 5th-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News Now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, we bumped the rain chances up a notch with some hit or miss, scattered showers and storms by the afternoon and evening hours. Sunshine with some clouds gradually increasing as temperatures for today will top out near 90 degrees. Good chances for rain thanks to an increase in tropical moisture for your Thursday and your Friday. Numerous showers and storms to track. Scattered storms for your weekend forecast. Lower 90s for the first official day of summer on Saturday. And more chances for rain all the way towards Father's Day on Sunday. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
More delightful than driving a convertible Bentley while wearing mink underpants. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. Want to talk about Stadium Dry Cleaners. My good friends, they are great people there. I've been going to Stadium Dry Cleaners, I'm telling you, for as long as I can remember. And you may know Larry Rose. Now, Larry is an experienced SEC and NFL referee. Well, I know Larry has a fantastic dry cleaner and a great businessman. Look, you're going to love Stadium Dry Cleaners. They have discounts for our first responders and seniors. They have multiple locations near Publix at Daniels Crossing in Fort Myers, the Gateway Trade Center in Fort Myers, and the Elegant Image Dry Cleaners next to Walgreens on Del Prado in Cape Coral. They are Lee County's leading dry cleaner since 1988. With 30 years of experience in Lee County, I'm telling you, I trust my family's dry cleaning to Larry and the team at Stadium Dry Cleaners. So will you visit them? Visit stadiumdrycleaners.com and look for their monthly specials for great savings.
1 hour air conditioning and heating, always on time, or you don't pay a dime. Please visit us at www.onehourairnaples.com or call 844-1-HOUR.
Things are heating up in Southwest Florida and summer is right around the corner. Cool off with the one and only Big Ken's Key Lime Pie served only at Spanky's. To everyone else, he's Big Ken, but to me, he's Dad. Hi, this is Emily Monty, owner of Spanky's, here with Big Ken to tell you why you need to visit Spanky's.
That's right, hon. Some of my favorite things at Spanky's are the prime rib, baby back ribs, and the fresh seafood. And the atmosphere of being among vintage memorabilia, gas pumps, and antiques takes me back to a much simpler time.
Thanks, Dad. My husband Ted and I take great pride in the quality, variety, and value our customers have come to expect. Everyone enjoys Spanky's Speakeasy Lounge or outdoor waterfront patio dining. Spanky's is a true family restaurant, serving lunch and dinner daily, but closed Sundays for worship and rest. We're located on Airport Pulling Road, just south of Golden Gate Parkway in Naples. Dad, we're gonna need a lot more of your key lime pies.
Okay, I'm on it.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592. That is the Tri-Town Construction Talk and Text line. Streaming live on YouTube anytime you want to watch YouTube. Just go to Drew Steele Radio, type it in, Steele with 3 E's, and please subscribe to the channel while you're there. Ron DeSantis yesterday letting everybody know, hey, listen, I'm just telling you, we're going to reopen here. We're going to stay reopened, and we're going to continue to be reopened, and we're not rolling anything back. I know that there are some people on the left, some of the media outlets that are outraged. How could this be? How do you do this? Florida seeing a rise in the number of COVID-19 cases, but Governor Ron DeSantis says the majority of those cases are in agriculture and correction facilities or attributable to the increase in testing. Yeah? If that's true, then what do you say about that? In Tuesday's daily coronavirus report, state health officials reported a record 2,783 newly confirmed cases of the virus. And total diagnoses throughout the pandemic have topped 80,000, but with testing reaching an average of 30,000 people a day, that exceeds the amount of testing conducted during the virus's April's peak, when about 1,300 were tested. The governor said yesterday,
last week, you had a lot of cases. The median age was 37, so half of those cases were people under the age of 37. And I think that's one of the trends that you're seeing is that 25 to 35, way more positive tests out of that group than you would have had 2 months ago.
Yep, so there's a lot of testing that's going on, and he even mentioned the fact that
we're close to, we're over 30,000 test results a day in the state of Florida.
Does stand the reason that when you have more testing, you're going to find more cases, and that's what we are discovering now. And here's the key, and I mentioned this yesterday. I talked about this yesterday on Wink News. Got a lot of emails. I talk about it on the program. I don't know if I talked about it yesterday, but I think I talked about it last week and the week before. And I'm glad that the governor mentioned this when talking about the fact that, listen, we're still going, everybody. We're not rolling anything back. You see this uptick in cases. No, we're not going back. And the governor made the case that I've been making, which is you don't look at the amount of cases. You look at the amount of hospitalizations and the severity of the hospitalizations to find out where we stand right now and how severe things are.
State of Florida, statewide, down 43% in terms of COVID patients who are hospitalized in the ICU. And 30-day or 60-day spread for ventilators, down 56% statewide. 60 days ago, we're at 547, now around the 240 mark.
Okay, so that's important. So what I would say is, rather than focus on the amount of cases that are popping up, we need to know the severity, because we do understand that some people have it, don't even realize they have it, are not showing symptoms. A lot of people don't go to hospitals to get better, to recover from the Rona, from the virus, right? We understand that. And then some people are going to hospitals. Some need to be in ICU units. And like I said yesterday, when you have a report out of Orlando that AP and others picked up and saying this uptick in COVID cases, there's not enough beds, and they're concerned about the little hospital beds that are available. And then when you go down 2 paragraphs in the same story, you come to find out that the leader, the chief there in Orlando Health, the chief says, no, we're at normal. And as a matter of fact, we're seeing more cancer, lung patients that are coming in that are not COVID positive cases. We're not even getting up to, or we're just about normally where we are with the amount of space in hospitals, the amount of beds, and the amount of people in the ICU. So why do you do that? Why do you put it out there like that? And I'll say this. Understand that we're in an election year, everybody. We have a state that is critical to the election of Donald Trump as president of the United States once again. We're in a state that not too long from now, days away, well, 60 some odd days or so, whatever the number is, we're going to have a convention here in this state. And if you can hype it up enough that Florida's not ready, we're going in the wrong direction, that you should be panicked, everybody should be back in their home, then it will stand the reason that people will start to report how irresponsible this president is, how irresponsible the RNC is, Republicans are having their convention in Jacksonville, in a state that you see the uptick in cases. How dare they do that? Of course, you might make the case that there are a lot of people out there protesting even lately. Wonder what they're doing. Wonder how their social I wonder if some of the uptick in cases, we come to find out that the governor was talking about the ages of those cases, right? Remember, he says
last week, you had a lot of cases. The median age was 37, so half of those cases were people under the age of 37. And
I wonder how many of those people were out protesting. I wonder how many of those people were out protesting out at Alfie Oak's place. at Oaks Farms, which, by the way, now we're told that there's another round of protests that are happening in response to Oaks Farms owners' social media posts. And now they're going to the farms itself to protest there. I don't know how many there are. There could be 2 or 3. It doesn't make a difference. It's something that the media could jump on and say that we have to go after his ability to have speech, freedom of speech, to be able to post on social media regardless of whether you agree or disagree with it. And now we're going to go to the farms. We're going to continue to go. To what end, everybody? To what end do we continue to go after Oaks Farms and Alfie Oaks? To what end? Oh, so that what? He'll shut down. He'll close his business. He'll stop supplying the community with product. That's your end game, right? There's nothing else to do. Pretty sure that if he even apologized, which he's not going to do, but even if he apologized for what he said, that's not going to be good enough because you already know where you want to go with this. And again, I'm just throwing that out there. If you want to make the case that Republicans are bad for having the RNC in Jacksonville, in a state that we're seeing this uptick in coronavirus cases, the governor's saying, hey, listen, the uptick, the median age is 35. So I might make the case that the protesters that are out to have a complete disregard for what's going on when it comes to social distancing. I might make the case that the protesters are the ones that have caused the surge in COVID cases. We can go there. You want to do that? I mean, we could do it. I don't want to. All right, Tom's in Estero. Hey, Tom, how are you today?
I'm great. Good morning. Love your show, Drew. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. What's on your mind?
I'm calling about the coverage of the Naples Daily News of the Oaks Farms protesters. Do you remember there was 2 pictures in the paper about it on Sunday?
No. Fill me in. What were the pictures?
There were 2 pictures showing the groups getting together. And in the pictures, the Naples Daily News described it that their Oaks posted an incendiary posting. That's what the protesters were there about. They decided to use the objective incendiary rather than just say made a post which upset people. That shows the bias of the newspaper and the editors that were printed that.
Yeah, well, and I mean, not to be funny here, but that surprises you, Tom. that would surprise you that there are people even here locally who have an agenda. Yeah, that's the issue, right? We do have that. And listen, and here's the thing: when it comes to Naples Daily News and the news press, anybody, all we ask for, and you could agree with this, Tom, and thanks for the call, I appreciate it. All we're asking for is just tell us what's going on. You don't have to add your 2 cents. You don't have to exaggerate. You don't have to add anything else except it was a post on Facebook that upset some people, and you can do what you have been doing and put the post up on the pages and let people decide for themselves. You don't have to add to it. Well, unless you have an agenda personally, and I guess that gets by an editor. They don't see it. They just allow it. I don't know how that works. But again, keep your eye on the amount of cases in hospitals. Keep your eye on hospital beds being taken up by COVID cases. Keep your eye on ICU units and what's happening with ventilators and whether there's an uptick there as opposed to an uptick in cases. I don't know what's going to happen moving forward with that, but I think it's important that we keep our eye on that as opposed to, Nikki Fried saying, oh, this is an outrage, what the governor is doing. Open businesses may be unsafe. The governor is being irresponsible with what's happening here in the state. She's got an office that's reopened, right? But it's fine. No. Nikki Fried, who's the only Democrat elected here in the state, and
her fiance's pot stores are all open too. So
say what?
The fiance is the owner of Certera, the cannabis group.
I don't know.
They're all open. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's a business. It's an essential business. Some might say. Yeah. Look, politics are at play, everybody. We all know it. Even on a local level, even the things that we're going to hear locally. There's a lot of politics at play. There's a lot of people that would like to see the mobs come in and tell somebody that they have to shut down their speech, that they have to shut down their business, and that succeed. There are people in this town who would like to see that happen. So just understand that. And I know you do. All right, 239-479-5592. Hey, let's do this. Let's take a break right now. And let's play Drew's College. Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. You, caller number. Jake, pick a fanciful number today. What number would that be?
Lucky number 7.
Ooh. All right. Sorry. Caller number 7. There you go. 239-479-5592. Caller number 7 right now. You get to play Drew's College. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD, the PhD, and prizes. We got all of that for you. Caller number 7 coming up on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along. There is Sabrina Katz. Here is your traffic.
Traffic is slowing in Cape Coral southbound on Santa Barbara heading towards Cape Coral Parkway as well as on Skyline. But there is a slowdown on Andalusia, and this is heading towards Pine Island for about a half mile. Guys, if you want a faster option, stick to Del Prado. It's fully up to speed. That's your Up to the Minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After a sunny and quiet morning, gradually the clouds increase as we will see some kind of hit or miss. Scattered rain and storms by the afternoon and evening. High temperature for your Wednesday, near 90 degrees. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Tougher than plastic, harder than wood. Nothing beats the power of steel. Drew Steel, weekday mornings at 6 on 92.5 Fox News.
Attention, Southwest Florida. Are you ready for this? Only Naples Nissan will give you $8,000 over Kelley Blue Book value for your trade-in. Hundreds of new SUV models to choose from, all backed by our exclusive unlimited mile lifetime warranty. Pick out your favorite at naplesnissan.com. Then come see us on Pine Ridge Road to find out the KBB.com current market value for your trade-in. We'll give you $8,000 more so you can drive that brand new Nissan home today. If KBB says it's worth $5,000, Naples Nissan will give you $13,000. If KBB says 10, we'll give you 18. You must act fast though. Visit naplesnissan.com for full details. Offer on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
I'm Dr. William Fingelstaller. I'm running for Congress because America is at its greatest crossroads yet. The Democrat Party has transformed into a criminal enterprise that is destroying our country from within, trampling the Constitution, defunding our first responders, and wreaking havoc on our churches and businesses. I'm Dr. William Fingelstaller, and I approve this message because now is not the time to be sending weak leaders to Washington. In Congress, I will fight the radical left with everything I've got. You can count on it.
Paid for by William Fingelstaller for Congress.
Now more than ever, it's essential to have a primary care provider ready to care for you. Book your first appointment through Millennium Physician Group's telehealth service, MPG Connect, and get established with a care team who will be there for you wherever and whenever you need. Primary and specialty care, walk-in centers, lab services, imaging centers, and COVID-19 evaluation and testing. Connect with Millennium Physician Group today and be ready for tomorrow. 844-CALL-MPG. 844-CALL-MPG. MillenniumPhysician.com.
Right now is the right time to update your home office. And the place to start is getting rid of that flimsy plastic mat under your office chair. Step up to a glass chair mat by Vitraza. I'm George Pardo, president of Vitraza. We've been supplying high-quality glass chair mats made right here in the U.S. for over a decade. They're super strong and never dent. And wait until you feel what it's like to have your chair glide on a smooth glass chair mat. They're beautiful, too. They completely step up the look of your office. We now have 18 glass chair mat sizes in stock, ready to ship. If standard sizes don't fit, check out our custom design options. Shop today at Vitraza.com and save 10% with code WRIGHT. Here's our website again, V as in Victor, ITRAZZA.com. And remember, save 10% with code RIGHT. Vitraza.com.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's go to Earl. Is this Earl? Where are you, Earl?
Well, right now I'm in Alabama, heading to Florida, and I usually call you out of Anderson, South Carolina, where I live now.
Well, I appreciate that, Earl. All right, you ready to go? It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Your associate's degree question starts right now. The capital of the United States, when you're talking about the capital of the United States, we're talking about where? Which location? What are we talking about?
Washington, D.C.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got an associate's. We'll see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. What stops one branch of government from becoming too powerful? We call that...
Division of powers, executive, judicial, and presidential.
That's close. Yeah, checks and balances, separation of powers. Yeah, well, we could accept that. Jake says so. All right, so you got a bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this question. Who wrote the Declaration of Independence? Who was that? Who penned it?
Oh, boy. Jefferson?
That is correct, sir. All right, you got a master's. We'll see if you get a PhD on this question. In 1870, a cartoon by Thomas Nast was the first association of the symbol of the Democrat Party. What is the symbol of the Democrat Party?
Is that a donkey?
So apropos. That is correct, sir. All right, well, congratulations. You got yourself a PhD there on Drew's College. You certainly are right all along, my friend.
Thank you, Drew. I'd love to hear you.
And by the way, what do you do? Are you truck driving? Are you hauling something? What are you doing there, Earl?
No, I'm heading to Florida to visit friends. We all used to live in Fort Myers area, and then our friends moved to Atlanta. We moved to Anderson, South Carolina, and just heading down to visit there in Panama City, and I'm heading down to spend a couple of days with them and visit with them.
All right. You know, I might suggest that when you're sitting with them, maybe you do a little Drew's College, like the home game, you know? You just kind of ask questions. You all sit around, have a nice adult beverage, see if they're right all along. Maybe quiz them. I think you should quiz them, Earl. That's what I think you should do. So it's a lot of, you could do it indoor or outdoors. It's very Rona-friendly.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, I think. Okay. All right, stay there, Earl. I'm not sure if Earl's buying that, but it's true. I mean, this is a Rona-friendly game. There's no doubt about it. Drew's College.
It's Drew's College.
All right, 239-479-5592. Hey, look, the good news is that some of the things we don't have to worry about right now would be anything related to... I don't know, the coronavirus and worrying about toilets. Like, there's no, it's nothing ridiculous, like you have to worry about that combination for any reason. That was weird music. Actually, you do. Yeah, that's the new one, everybody. Look, it's bad enough that you got to worry about coronavirus. You're worried about going out each and every. You're wearing a mask. You're doing all of these things. Now you have to worry about going to toilets, public toilets, or any toilet for that matter. Because now the latest hotspot, if you will, is toilet stalls. Did you hear about this? The New York Times: flushing the toilet may fling coronavirus aerosols all over. Toilet plumes. Look at Jake. You didn't hear about this.
I didn't.
You know, there's some things for you that are better off not being known. You should probably not even, just make believe I didn't say anything about that. That they're going to start looking into this, that somebody suggested that, you flush it. I know it's breakfast time. I don't even want to bring this up, but now you have to worry about toilets, apparently. And the flushing of and the aerosoling, and shouldn't we always worry about that anyway? Are you suggesting that now we worry about it, but couldn't you have said something about that before? Or that maybe we would always think about that?
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
I'm Ray Sandelli, Lee County Commissioner for District 3. I'm a businessman, a veteran, and a proud family man. I have seen firsthand the impact the County Commission can have on our day-to-day lives and understand how critical it is to have someone with the right values in this office. The impact of the coronavirus is unprecedented. Now more than ever, we need to trust in our conservative principles to guide us back to prosperity. I'm Ray Sandelli, and I have the business experience and values we need to lead our county through difficult times. That's why Governor DeSantis put his trust in me. As a naval officer, aviator, and member of the Blue Angels flight demonstration team, I learned to trust my instincts. Now, my instincts tell me we need to reduce government, minimize regulations, and keep taxes low so we can bring jobs back to Lee County. I'm Ray Sandelli, and I'm asking for your vote. Paid by Ray Sandelli, Republican, for Lee County Commission, District 3.
Decorating a light switch cover? That's a do-it-yourself. Rewiring the light switch? That's a don't do-it-yourself. Don't take chances. Call your locally owned Mr. Sparky for any electrical repair. We always leave your home safer than we found it, and Mr. Sparky's straightforward pricing means no surprises.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Terms and conditions may apply. Call for details. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Right now, your home is more than a home. Your home is a safe place for you and your family in a challenging time. It's more important than ever that you protect the home that protects you in a storm. The fact is, flooding can happen to anyone, anywhere. And just 1 inch of water in your home can cause over $25,000 in damage. Keep safe. Protect your home with flood insurance. For more information, contact your insurance agent or visit floodsmart.gov/home.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News update is presented by CFS Roofing. Online at cfsroofing.com.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Corey Lazar with Wink News. Today there will be a pandemic response task force meeting with the Lee County School District. They say they're trying everything they can to get your students back to in-person learning come August. Live classes are also being discussed as an idea for students whose parents don't feel comfortable sending children back to school. Governor DeSantis acknowledged the spike of coronavirus cases in Immokalee. Right now it's a growing hotspot. Agriculture Commissioner Nikki Fried criticized the governor's reopening decisions, calling them premature. Protesters gathered outside of Oaks Farms in Immokalee to protest owner Alfie Oaks and his recent Facebook post calling the Black Lives Matter movement and the coronavirus hoaxes. His employees stood outside of the farm in support of him and hung God Bless America signs outside of the farm. The man accused of beating a toddler to death in Lehigh Acres will face a judge today. Yernir Velasquez is facing upgraded second-degree murder charges. Authorities say Velasquez locked himself and the child in a bedroom for 30 minutes, and investigators found multiple skull fractures, brain bleeding, and a bruising all over her body. In just hours, the man accused of killing a dog and taping his mouth shut will also be in court. Right now, William Hillard is sitting in the Lee County Jail. If you still need help with rent or childcare, Lee County is gearing up to start Phase 2 of the Lee Cares Act to help you make ends meet. Head to the Wink News app this morning. You can find the link to apply for help. I'm Corey Lazar. Wink News now.
Wink News traffic.
Traffic is slowing in Cape Coral southbound on Santa Barbara heading towards Cape Coral Parkway as well as on Skyline, but there is a slowdown on Andalusia. This is heading towards Pine Island for about a half mile. Guys, if you want a faster option, stick to Del Prado. It's fully up to speed. That's your 50-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, we bumped the rain chances up a notch with some hit or miss, scattered showers and storms by the afternoon and evening hours. Sunshine with some clouds gradually increasing as temperatures for today will top out near 90 degrees. Good chances for rain thanks to an increase in tropical moisture for your Thursday and your Friday. Numerous showers and storms to track. Scattered storms for your weekend forecast. Lower 90s for the first official day of summer on Saturday. And more chances for rain all the way towards Father's Day on Sunday. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
When your liberal all relatives from up north come for a month. Turn up 92.5 Fox News in the house, in the car, and on the radio at the beach. 92.5 Fox News.
Right. All along. This week at Rockstar Harley, buy any pre-owned Harley and get a $1,500 gift card. Finance specialists on site to get you approved. Get a $1,500 gift card with a purchase of any pre-owned Harley at Rockstar Harley now through Sunday. Gift card can be used for the purchase of a new Harley motorcycle.
I'm Casey Askar. More immigrants come to America than any other nation on earth. But with a deadly virus spreading across the globe and millions of Americans unemployed, our borders have to be secure. That's why President Trump's order suspending immigration is essential. This pandemic proves just how important borders are. I'm Casey Askar, and I approve this message. I'll help the president finish the wall and control the border once and for all.
Paid for by Casey Askar for Congress.
Mamma Mia, Airport Kia. Mamma Mia, Airport Kia.
Come in today where Kia is committed to accelerating the good on a 2020 Kia Sportage from only $23,900 with no payments for 120 days and 0% interest for 75 months. Through Kia Motors Finance with approved credit. Not all buyers will qualify. See dealer for details plus tax and dealer fee. Offer expires 6/30/20. Or you can check us out online anytime at airportkianaples.com.
Airport Kia.
Hi, Michael Crothers, owner of Pure Air Conditioning. Now that our economy has reopened and to help the community, we've decided to offer a safe $29 AC maintenance. All Pure Air employees are supplied with gloves, foot coverings, and KN95 masks for your and their protection. Find us online at getpureair.com to schedule your safe $29 AC maintenance. Join me every Saturday at 11:30 a.m. for the Get Pure Air radio show. I'll be talking about everything from air conditioning maintenance to troubleshooting tips.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So, what do you provide? Cookie-cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie-cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. I'm so glad you're here. 239-479-5592. That's the Tri-Town Construction Talk and Text line. Streaming live on YouTube. Anytime you want to watch, join us in the comments section as well. You just go to YouTube, type in Drew Steele Radio 3 E's, and please subscribe while you're there. A lot of people chiming in, and good to see everybody joining us on YouTube. We always appreciate the comments. Jake always appreciates that. Look at Jake. Look at Jakey, who's sitting there busy today on this fine Wednesday, where you would say that there have been a couple of cases of, you'd almost call it a series of unfortunate events for the Democrats that have happened in the past 24, 48 hours. A series of unfortunate events. I wish there was a song or something like that would go along with it. But instead, what we'll do, what's that?
I was just getting comfortable.
Series of unfortunate events. Is there a good song that goes along with that? I guess I could just play something simple, like, okay, you ready? Here's the first of the Democrats' series of unfortunate events. You remember it was back on June 8th where the Democrat members of Congress, they were all wearing these kente cloths and face masks. They knelt in Emancipation Hall to memorialize Black lives lost to police brutality. This is from USA Today. And they were reading off the names of unarmed Black people who recently have been killed by police. They were wearing those scarves Well, apparently, we're starting to hear that the scarves worn by those Democrats were historically worn by rich African slave owners and slave traders.
Whoops.
That's an unfortunate thing, isn't it? All right, well, let's go to something else. How about Tim Kaine? Do you remember Senator Tim Kaine? Senator Tim Kaine wanted to be the next vice president of the United States along with Hillary Clinton.
I am sick and tired.
I know, we're not really. Senator Tim Kaine wanted to talk about slavery in this country, and he's making the claim that we didn't inherit slavery in the United States. We created it. Did he really say that?
The United States didn't inherit slavery from anybody. We created it. It got created by the Virginia General Assembly and the legislatures of other states.
Can I just stop there? We didn't inherit slavery. We created slavery. Does anybody want to point him to a book? There's a lot of books. Jake, I don't often ask this question, but I sometimes I just have to ask you the question. I'm just going to point you in the direction of some books. I'm thinking of a couple of books, a couple of places where we may have heard about slavery in the past. Hey, you ever heard of the Bible?
Yeah, I've heard of it, actually, yeah.
You ever read the Old Testament at all? You ever hear about the Old Testament?
I breezed through it a couple times, you know?
There's some moments of... I didn't want to do that. I don't want to go there because that's silly. But there you go. Tim Kaine, who apparently knows better than anybody that slavery started here. It's a little, there's some questionable. Okay. So a series of unfortunate events that seem to be taking place among Democrats. While the president is trying to get something done, while the president yesterday signing an executive order doing something that very few people, very few presidents and legislators have decided to do. And that would be to do something about what's going on with some police reform, taking it head on and deciding that there are some reforms that can be made. There are some things that we can do.
Violence and destruction will not be tolerated.
Nope.
We cannot do that. The looters have no cause that they're fighting for. Just trouble.
Just trouble. But we also know and recognize that there's some police reforms, maybe some accountability that we need to have.
We must support the brave men and women in blue who police our streets and keep us safe.
Yep.
Americans also believe we must improve accountability, increase transparency, and invest more resources in police training, recruiting, and community engagement.
More resources, not less, more. Not defund, but add to more. We talked a little bit about that this morning with Rich Kolko from Wink News about some of the details, some of my concerns. I think it's great that there have been some moves by the president who wants to do something, wants to show that we could have some police reform. Some of the things that he touched on, the use of force best practices, information sharing to track officers who have repeated complaints against them, and federal incentives for police departments to deploy non-police experts on issues like mental health, homelessness, addiction, and officers only being allowed to use chokeholds if their lives are in danger. Now, a couple of things that I've thought about, and as we work through this, certainly the president wanting to be proactive on this, the best force practices, what that looks like in detail, and whether or not specific departments will be willing to take up those best practices is up to the politicians and the departments in these different areas, municipalities around the country. They're going to have to make the decision. If they decide not to, then all bets are off. Information sharing to track officers who have repeated complaints against them. What are those complaints against them? Where are they coming from? Are they coming from departments, or are they coming from complaints maybe from somebody who was arrested and their lawyer decided to issue a complaint against the officer for, I don't know, whatever it was that they were doing to try to get this felon under arrest? Is that the kind of complaint we're talking about? Or are they interdepartment complaints from people who are saying, look, we have some bad officers here. And listen, every place, where you go, there are bad people in jobs all across the country. And in every job, there's someone who maybe might want to take on a different profession. It's not working out very well for them. And we can all understand that. And is that what it is? Is it interdepartment? Is it inside the department that the complaints are coming from? Or is it coming from outside of the department complaints? That I would like to know more about, the specifics. And certainly when you're tracking officers in those complaints, how it could be used against them in the future by certain people who may not like these individuals for some reason. I'm not saying like any of that would be weaponized. People don't do that. They don't weaponize departments against citizens. Well, you know. But anyway. Deploying non-police experts on issues like mental health, homelessness, and addiction, and the concerns that I have and many people have, that you're not going to make a 911 call about an addict who's out on the street right now, who's being belligerent, and you're concerned about them. They're on drugs, and they clearly are having a problem there, and we need to get them maybe out of the middle of an intersection, or maybe in front of a store, or something is going on, and you call the police, and they send over a social worker or somebody who's an expert on addiction, and then that person turns out to be not only belligerent but violent and goes after that person. You might want to have an officer nearby. So what do? Do you call an officer to come in with that individual, or do you send them out on their own because the officers have too many other things that they need to be doing? In which case, you're not only putting that person in jeopardy, or you're also putting the people around them in jeopardy if they're not able to protect themselves and protect others around them, because that's not their training. And they don't want that kind of training. I'm assuming that a social worker doesn't want police training the same way an officer has too many things to worry about to be a mental health expert or an expert on addiction necessarily. And how to proceed and confront someone who is belligerent or is on drugs and can't be controlled. And we've seen that happen many times. So there are questions. Give the president credit. Certainly standing behind dedicated law enforcement all the way. There's no doubt. And are there reforms that can take place? Sure. And we'll see more and get more as the days and weeks progress on this. And again, Democrats are all like, no good. Not enough. This is awful. It's Trump. Bad. Orange man bad. So there are going to be people politically that are going to dismiss this anyway, which kind of already knew. 239-479-5592. Let's see, what else is happening this morning? Oh, our friend Jenna Ellis was on yesterday. You know, the president is getting ready to have a big, some would say huge rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma over the weekend. 1 million people asked for tickets for this event. Requests, can you imagine? There's no support for the president. It would be ridiculous. So now we hear that there's going to be lawsuits against the president. Is that what we're hearing? There's going to be lawyers that are filing suit to stop the president from having this rally. Really? Have they decided to file suit against some that are protesting? Well, you can't really do that because, you know, Antifa is not really an organization, or Black Lives Matter. It's really just a group of individuals. They're just people that decided to go out all at once. Coordinated. Well, not with any coordination, because it's just... Anyway, you get the idea. So, Jenna Ellis made a great point last night on Fox when she said, look, if they want to file suit, maybe we just change the name of the rally.
Well, I say that the easiest solution here is that instead of a rally, we call it the Trump 2020 protest against Democrats and socialism and Joe Biden's hypocrisy. So this is the Trump 2020 protest for keeping America great.
Okay, there you go. Why don't we just do that? Maybe we just go down that route. Oh, man. Yeah, there's a lot of hypocrisy out there, right? Where you have lawyers who are telling you that we're going to file suit against the president and file suit against the RNC or whoever that we can to stop this rally from happening. but yet so many people have no problem allowing protests happening. No social distancing in a lot of cases, no masks, even Oaks Farms, Alfie Oaks, those protesters, a whole lot of social distancing going on with the protesters. We don't focus on that. We'll focus on the bad stuff, in your eyes, the other stuff, Alfie, and being able to say whatever he wants to say, free speech, and even if you don't like the speech, and even if you don't like what he says. But there is a lot of hypocrisy, right? And one of them was brought up on social media today, and man, you want to talk about powerful. You ready for powerful? Jake, you ready for powerful, Jake?
Yeah.
Jake, you ready?
I'm ready.
You need to listen to this. This is important. Everybody needs to listen to this. So there was an individual who decided to go to a hospital. There was hospital workers all outside. Not a whole lot of social distancing going on in front of this hospital, but they had a lot of signs. But white people, white doctors support Black Lives Matter, and they all were outside. As a matter of fact, as this individual was talking to these hospital workers, was being approached by some of them who, without being asked, started to kneel in front of them. Started to kneel without being asked to show support for Black Lives Matter. This person had a different message, everybody. You ready? Because when they were all there ready to protest and stand outside of the hospital and show support for Black Lives Matter, here's what he asked.
Lives matter or just some black lives? The black lives killed by black men matter, right? Yes? The black babies killed in the abortions clinics matter, right? Thought so. The black officers killed by that in Minnesota, that matters too, right? Okay. But the black babies that are killed in the abortion clinics don't matter, do they, medical people? Do their lives matter? Does the future of our black babies matter? Huh? What's up? What's up? Awful quiet now, aren't they? Uh-huh. It's okay if we kill them in the womb, right? But you have a problem when you don't seem to really have a problem when we kill them on the streets. Yes, well, we know they're the same issue. If we don't respect the lives of our unborn children enough to save them and fight for them, our lives mean nothing once we're born.
Anybody want to speak to that? Anybody want to answer there? By the way, those that were on their knees got up and walked away from him. Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Let's find out what's happening with traffic up to the minute. Here's Sabrina Katz.
Traffic is slowing in Cape Coral southbound on Santa Barbara heading towards Cape Coral Parkway as well as on Skyline. But there is a slowdown on Andalusia, and this is heading towards Pine Island for about a half mile. Guys, if you want a faster option, stick to Del Prado. It's fully up to speed. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After a sunny and quiet morning, gradually the clouds increase as we will see some kind of hit or miss. Scattered rain and storms by the afternoon and evening. High temperature for your Wednesday near 90 degrees. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Blah, 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 blah. Gear up for the liberal loudmouths at work. Drew Steele, mornings on 92.5 Fox News.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. My friends at Zero Res Carpet and Tile Cleaning want to let you know, look, your safety and your family's safety is their top priority. In the light of the current health and safety concerns, Zero Res wants to let you know about some of the procedures and preventative measures for added protection. Practicing safe social distancing while in your home. You can even leave or stay in another room and they can communicate with you by phone. How cool is that? Cleaning and disinfecting all equipment with EPA-registered disinfectants between each job. The techs are wearing gloves and booties. They're supplementing the supply of products that are EPA approved to clean and disinfect hard surfaces, and as an added preventive measure, and no additional fee, they're going to treat doorknobs with the EPA-approved hospital-grade disinfecting products. Look, the top priority is to create peace of mind by providing people with healthy, safe, clean home and work environments, and they're going to continue to do just that through this difficult time. Give them a call at 239-932-9376. That's 239-932-9376, or online at ZeroResSWFL.com. Spell it backwards or forwards, it still spells the same. ZEROREZ.
Attention, Southwest Florida. Are you ready for this? Only Naples Nissan will give you $8,000 over Kelley Blue Book value for your trade-in. Hundreds of new SUV models to choose from, all backed by our exclusive unlimited mile lifetime warranty. Pick out your favorite at naplesnissan.com. Then come see us on Pine Ridge Road to find out the KBB.com current market value for your trade-in. We'll give you $8,000 more so you can drive that brand new Nissan home today. If KBB says it's worth $5,000, Naples Nissan will give you $13,000. If KBB says 10, we'll give you 18. You must act fast, though. Visit naplesnissan.com for full details. Offer on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
I'm Harvey Massey. Think about this for a moment. Pest control involves applying pesticides inside your home, whether needed or not. At Massey Services, we just don't do that. We prevent pests from getting inside your home so we won't have to control them later. Why settle for pest control when you can trust Massey's Pest Prevention? It's guaranteed or your money back. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Attention commercial building owners. The Flying Locksmiths of Southwest Florida are now open, specializing in automatic doors, access controls, and CCTV cameras. Visit them online at flyinglocksmiths.com. If it's on the door, we handle it.
At Rock Solid, family comes first. And during this difficult time, Rock Solid makes you part of our family with family employee pricing on everything. Rock Solid is open and is giving you a guaranteed lifetime warranty. And there's more. Rock Solid guarantees installation in just 1 week. That's right, it's guaranteed. Do your family a favor by saving big with Rock Solid's family employee pricing offer while supporting local small business. See store for details.
Rock Solid in the Pink Building, 2240 J&C Boulevard, Naples. Rock Solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
Tee off and swing into summer at Coral Oaks Golf Course in Cape Coral. Come out and enjoy our excellent playing surfaces, beautiful natural surroundings, GPS golf carts, and low summer rates. Play 18 holes every day for just $35 before noon, $30 afternoon, and $25 after 2 p.m. all summer long. You can book tee times up to 7 days in advance at coraloaksgolf.com. We'll see you at Coral Oaks, where every day is a great day.
For over 20 years, the Good Feet store has been helping people with foot pain get back to doing what they love without their feet getting in the way. Call 552-FEET or visit us at the Good Feet store in Naples or our newest location in Fort Myers.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
All right, coming up, the top 5 audio clips of the day, the 5 at 8:35. That is just moments, mere seconds away. I mean, technically everything's seconds away if you think about it. 239-479-5592, the phone number and the text line. And yeah, I'd probably end up playing that audio clip. A lot of people were surprised to hear that, and we're happy to hear a little bit of pushback that's going on with some of the hypocrisy that is out there when it comes to a lot of different things that we look at and we see. For example, what's happening in the state of Florida. I'm looking at what's trending on Twitter. I just noticed coronavirus Florida is hashtagging. I wonder why. Is it because that there are people that are trying to convince everybody that there's this huge uptick in hospitalization in the state of Florida? We've got deaths all over the place, nursing homes, and we don't have enough ventilators. I mean, it's getting awful out there, everybody. We need to start getting back into our... Is that the impression you're trying to give of the state of Florida? Or is there an uptick that's happening that the governor has already addressed, and we're not going to roll back? We're not going to turn back now. We've already talked about the damage that's been done by rolling back, even with the pandemic and what happened with with shutting down an economy and all the effects of that. And that's not happening, but boy, they would love to make the state look bad for a lot of different reasons. We'll get into that and talk about that more coming up.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, Michael Crothers, owner of Pure Air Conditioning. You might have seen our matte gray trucks with blue and white lettering on the road. Just know that in every truck you see, there's a certified technician who is trained to repair your system, not just sell you a system. As always, you can chat with us online at getpureair.com. Also, please join me every Saturday at 11:30 for the Get Pure Air radio show. I'll be talking about everything from air conditioning maintenance to troubleshooting tips.
You should be driving a Kia from Galliana. Galliana Kia.
Trade in and trade up. Over $500,000 in trade-in assistance up for grabs at Galliana Kia in Fort Myers. 2020 Kia Forte LXS lease, 0 down, $159 per month. 2020 Kia Sorrento LX lease, 0 down, $259 per month. Plus, at Galliana Kia in Fort Myers, you can drive interest-free up to 72 months and worry-free for 100,000 miles. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. If you've got $500 down and you make at least $500 per week, our lenders can get you approved. At Galliana Kia, 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com.
You should be driving a Kia from Galliana. Galliana Kia.
36-month lease is 10,000 miles per year, 0 to exotic plus tax, title, dealer, and acquisition fee, 0 security deposit, $13.88 per month per thousand borrowed for 72 months, 0 APR with 0 down, lender approval.
Hey, Sean Hannity here for Cathedral Roofing Innovations. Now, Hurricane Irma was a long time ago, but believe it or not, well, problems with tile roofs, they continue to occur as a result. Now, many homeowners are just now feeling the effects of the hidden damage that occurred to their tile roof. Now, whether it's new leaks, cracked, unsecured tiles, these roofs are living on borrowed time. Now, tile roofs, by nature of their design, are susceptible to lift and powerful storms like hurricanes. When this occurs, your tile underlayment can be compromised, but you would not realize it until possibly years later. Now, with Cathedral Roofing Innovations, you get a great roofing company to inspect your roof for any damage. And just because you don't have leaks doesn't mean you don't have issues. Just go to cathedralroofingnaples.com. They are the tile experts in Naples, and they will start the inspection process right away. Just go to cathedralroofingnaples.com. cathedralroofingnaples.com.
License number CCC 1331928.
I'm Dr. William Fingelstaller. I'm running for Congress because America is at its greatest crossroads yet. The Democrat Party has transformed into a criminal enterprise that is destroying our country from within, trampling the Constitution, defunding our first responders, and wreaking havoc on our churches and businesses. I'm Dr. William Fingelstaller, and I approve this message because now is not the time to be sending weak leaders to Washington. In Congress, I will fight the radical left with everything I've got. You can count on it.
Paid for by William Fingelstaller for Congress.
News. I'm Chris Foster. A day after President Trump's executive order on police reform, Senate Republicans are releasing their own similar plan.
The Republican-crafted Justice Act would encourage police departments to eliminate chokeholds. It also includes a tracking mechanism for use of force and no-knock warrants. The Republican bill also links federal funding to increased use of body cameras.
Fox's Rachel Sutherland. House Democrats will have their own legislation. The Trump administration is suing to stop the publication of former National Security Advisor John Bolton's new book. Fox's Trace Gallagher.
It's a civil lawsuit, but President Trump warns it could become a, quote, criminal problem. The Justice Department is now asking the court to order the publisher to delay the book to allow the government to complete the national security review process.
The book was originally supposed to come out in March. Bolton's attorney says the approval process has been deliberately slowed down. America's listening to Fox News.
This Wink News Update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
I'm Corey Lazar with Wink News. Today there will be a pandemic response task force meeting with the Lee County School District. They say they're trying everything they can to get your students back to in-person learning come August. Live classes are also being discussed as an idea for students whose parents don't feel comfortable sending children back to school. Governor DeSantis acknowledged the spike of coronavirus cases in Immokalee. Right now it's a growing hotspot. Agriculture Commissioner Nikki Fried criticized the governor's reopening decisions, calling them premature. Protesters gathered outside of Oaks Farms in Immokalee to protest owner Alfie Oaks and his recent Facebook post calling the Black Lives Matter movement and the coronavirus hoaxes. His employees stood outside of the farm in support of him and hung God Bless America signs outside of the farm. The man accused of beating a toddler to death in Lehigh Acres will face a judge today. Yadir Velasquez is facing upgraded second-degree murder charges. Authorities say Velasquez locked himself and the child in a bedroom for 30 minutes, and investigators found multiple skull fractures, brain bleeding, and a bruising all over her body. In just hours, the man accused of killing a dog and taping his mouth shut will also be in court. Right now, William Hillard is sitting in the Lee County Jail. If you still need help with rent or childcare, Lee County is gearing up to start Phase 2 of the Lee Cares Act to help you make ends meet. Head to the Wink News app this morning. You can find the link to apply for help. I'm Corey Lazar. Wink News now.
Wink News traffic.
Traffic is slowing in Cape Coral southbound on Santa Barbara heading towards Cape Coral Parkway as well as on Skyline, but there is a slowdown on Andalusia. This is heading towards Pine Island for about a half mile. Guys, if you want a faster option, stick to Del Prado. It's fully up to speed. That's your 50-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, we bumped the rain chances up a notch with some hit or miss scattered showers and storms by the afternoon and evening hours. Sunshine with some clouds gradually increasing as temperatures for today will top out near 90 degrees. Good chances for rain thanks to an increase in tropical moisture for your Thursday and your Friday. Numerous showers and storms to track. Scattered storms for your weekend forecast. Lower 90s for the first official day of summer on Saturday. And more chances for rain all the way towards Father's Day on Sunday. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
The antidote to the anti-conservatives. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Steven Tomatoes sports page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
It's Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page. Do you feel American pride and want to shout, God bless America? As a son of immigrants who came through Ellis Island, I stand when the national anthem plays and get emotional thinking of those who have sacrificed for America's greatness. At Stevie's, we're filled with gratitude for our great customers and the country we live in. The firemen, police, emergency service, construction workers, and those who go about each day providing a foundation for our country. We love our customers and express our gratitude with our food, service, and value. Thankful for your dedication for what you do. And to all our great customers, show your love for this great country by going to any Stevie's. Stand at the bar and say loud and clear for all to hear, God bless America, and I'll buy you a 10-ounce beer. Restrictions apply in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. God bless America.
Steven Tomatoes sports page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
We are Moran Wealth Management. Passionate about learning what's important to you and your family. Personable, with 24 professionals dedicated to attentive, customized service and focused on client relationships. Performance-driven. As part of Barron's top 1,200 advisors, Tom Moran, founder, CEO, and senior PIM portfolio manager, is Florida's highest-ranked advisor for 2019. Call 239-920-4440 today or visit MoranWealthManagement.com. Moran Wealth Management. Passionate, personable, performance-driven. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News. My name is Drew Steele. His name is Jake the Millennial. He likes to dance and bob his head to the bumper music, which is nice. I'm waiting for the day that you make us some custom bumper music. You personally create something. Not me, you. If you want to do it, I would love to hear. People would love to hear the Jake Millennial bumper music.
Okay. Did some for Trey one time, but
Did you?
yeah.
And he didn't use it. Do you want me to have it?
No,
you
he
want to
used
talk
it
to
like
Trey?
twice.
Oh, he did. Okay. All right. Twice.
I think that was it, though.
All right. I might use it more. All right. Just saying. All right. You ready? Here we go. Top 5 audio clips of the day. It's a 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Number 5.
Today, I'm signing an executive order encouraging police departments nationwide to adopt the highest professional standards to serve their communities. Reducing crime and raising standards are not opposite goals. They are not mutually exclusive. They work together. We must support the brave men and women in blue who police our streets and keep us safe. Americans also believe we must improve accountability, increase transparency, and invest more resources in police training, recruiting, and community engagement.
That's the president yesterday with the executive order that touches on the use of force, best practices, information sharing to track officers who have repeated complaints against them, federal incentives for police departments to deploy non-police experts on issues like mental health and homelessness and addiction. Officers only allowed to use chokeholds if their lives are in danger. Let's remember that the president stands with dedicated law enforcement here in the country. Let's remember that this executive order is only as good as those who will decide to implement it. So you can imagine the political ramifications here, which is that if you think Orange Man bad, then you're going to think all of this is bad. Of course, that is the mantra of the day, and also that the last part is very important. That we're not going to take away, we're not going to defund, we're not going to do less for departments. We want to do more training, more money, more funding, more to help our police department. And so that is a big takeaway as well.
Number 4.
Really about trying to get the Federalists deplatformed, demonetized, and shut down because somebody over at NBC News doesn't like the fact that we often criticize NBC News and other mainstream media outlets for being dishonest and disingenuous, which they are all the time. And this is a great case in point, what you just explained. This entire story came out because NBC News brought this to Google's attention and then asked Google to comment on it or do something about it.
There's the Federalist's John Daniel Davidson talking to Tucker Carlson last night about what Google did. Imagine this, NBC News doesn't like a conservative, right-leaning, let's just say, website doing real journalism. And so they decided to report them, a verification unit that reports them to Google and says, hey, there's some things here that we have questions about. And Google checks it out. And by the way, Google looks and says, we have to be worried about this. We may demonetize you in the future. They did not do it. But the idea that Google would listen to NBC and decide that their verification unit, I can't even say it with a straight face, is going to be honest and true and really find out things that are wrong about others when it almost appears as if there's a problem with this website specifically because of them calling them out. Go to Google just shows a lot of different things, including the power that Google has to take away the funding that would keep you supported. We're going to talk about that more in just a minute.
Number 3.
Well, I say that the easiest solution here is that instead of a rally, we call it the Trump 2020 protest against Democrats and socialism and Joe Biden's hypocrisy. So this is the Trump 2020 protest for keeping America great.
There's our friend Jenna Ellis, who was on last night on Fox News when discussing that lawyers now in Tulsa are looking to file suit against the president because he's having a rally in Tulsa. And this is a bad thing because, rallies, social distancing, this is a bad thing. Of course, when protesters do it, it's fine, but that's not beside the point. So then Jenna Ellis says, hey, look, why don't we just call it a protest? Okay, let's just change the name of it. And if we do that, then everybody's good, right? Right?
Number 2.
The United States didn't inherit slavery from anybody. We created it. It got created by the Virginia General Assembly and the legislatures of other states. It got created by the court systems in colonial America and since that enforced fugitive slave laws. We created it. And we created it and maintained it over centuries.
That could have been the Vice President of the United States, Tim Kaine. That is somebody that on a trivia question, who ran with Hillary Clinton to be the Vice President of the United States in 2016, people go, I don't know. That's Tim Kaine, who was there on the Senate floor yesterday explaining to everybody that we created slavery. We realize that, right? The United States, we're the ones. We can go down the line of decades and decades and decades and centuries of others who did this long before the existence of the United States. You probably know a few. You can think off the top of your head. We can go even back to the Bible, but we don't want to do that because that would be silly. Because he said it's the United States and we're the ones, and that's all you need to know because the Orange Man bad.
Number 1.
Lives matter or just some black lives? The black lives killed by black men matter, right? Yes? The black babies killed in the abortions clinics matter, right? Thought so. The black officers killed by that in Minnesota, that matters too, right? Okay. But the black babies that are killed in the abortion clinics don't matter, do they, medical people? Do their lives matter? Does the future of our black babies matter? Huh? What's up? What's up? Awful quiet now, aren't they? Uh-huh. It's okay if we kill them in the womb, right? But you have a problem when you don't seem to really have a problem when we kill them on the streets. Yes, well, we know they're the same issue. If we don't respect the lives of our unborn children enough to save them and fight for them, our lives mean nothing once we're born.
I'm not sure if you're going to hear anything more powerful than that gentleman who was standing in front of hospital workers outside protesting and holding signs in support of Black Lives Matter. As a matter of fact, as he walked up to them to speak to them, they got down on their knees for him, even without him asking, and then explaining what he just did. And to see their faces and to watch them walk away from him and stand there in stone cold silence says a lot, doesn't it?
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Pretty powerful. We should put that up on our Facebook page for those that want to see, facebook.com/925 Fox News. But powerful words. There's a lot of hypocrisy out there. There's a lot that the left in this country, those that want to protest Democrats, are going to have to answer to. Real honest, straightforward questions that need to be answered. Why you're doing what you do, understanding that there are other things that are going on that you don't seem to take interest in. Some of them are as serious as Black lives and abortion, the comments that he made. Some of them are about those in the state of Florida that want you to believe that, as I'm looking right now, Florida coronavirus is trending here in the state of Florida on Twitter. Why is that? Because there are those in this state for political reasons who would love nothing more than to see this president hurt politically, nothing more than to see the governor of the state of Florida hurt politically, nothing more than a chance to bring Democrats to the polls in November to vote against this president of the United States and to start talking about coronavirus ticking up in the state of Florida. Even though the governor has explained, and many people have explained, number one, that we're having an uptick because more people are being tested. We know specifically the areas to where there is this uptick, this surge in cases. And once you know where the quote unquote hotspots are and are identified, then you're able to handle what will be coming. We've already heard that in the past from people like Dr. Birx and Dr. Fauci that we don't hear a lot from recently, about knowing where the hot spots are. But we can't talk about that because it's all about Orange Man bad. It's all about Ron DeSantis bad. It's all about the Republicans being bad. And this idea that there's going to be a convention in Jacksonville, how dare they do that? There's going to be a rally in Tulsa, how dare they do that? I might even make the case that, as the governor was talking about earlier, that we brought this audio clip of the governor who was talking about how in the state of Florida that it appears to be that the median age of the uptick that we're seeing in the past week has been a median age of 35. I might make the case that it's all the protesters that have been protesting for the past week and a half, 2 weeks, that have been out on the streets not doing any social distancing. I blame them. Who's with me? I blame the protesters. I don't blame anybody else. Not one single person. The only people I'm blaming for an uptick in coronavirus cases in the state of Florida are the protesters that went out and did no social distancing. In half the cases, they weren't even wearing masks. They're the ones that did this. It's their fault. You won't see that anywhere. Nobody will say anything like that. Nobody will even bring that up. I mean, some people will bring it up, but mainstream media won't. Media outlets in the state of Florida won't. Who's going to bring that up? Can't say that. There's a lot of hypocrisy out there. Senator Tim Kaine, United States started racism. Is that really where you want to go? We started it. We created it. Really? Do you really want to go there? Yeah. That's quite the desperate move, is to start making up ridiculous comments out of whole cloth about issues regarding any of the things that we just discussed, solely for the purpose of winning an election, solely for the purpose of getting rid of a president who, by the way, we're being told time and time again, and people are starting to believe it, that if you want all this to go away, if you want all of this to stop, just make the man go away. If he loses, everything is fine. Constantly told about the polls that are out. Rasmussen poll saying that the president is down by 12 against Joe Biden. Joe Biden, who, has anybody heard a press conference or anything from Joe Biden in weeks? I haven't heard a peep. By the way, anything and everything that the mob wants you to dismantle, destroy, take down, they're going to get it. They're going to get it. You know, we just talked about the story earlier that has disturbed Jake to no end. Jake has been disturbed from the moment I mentioned this. Do you not want me to bring this up again? Should I even talk about this?
What is it?
The toilets?
Oh, no, I don't want to talk about it.
I know. We don't even want to bring the toilets up. We don't even want to talk about the fact that the New York Times has a story about how now we have to be worried about plumes of aerosols coming out of toilets when they're flushed. Flushing the toilet may fling coronavirus aerosols all over. That's not my words. That's the New York Times. We got to get rid of toilets.
We have to go outside again.
Listen, that's what we do. For millennia, people just
dig a hole.
Yep, that's it. It's camping, everybody. We're going full camping mode here now. Is that what you do? You do that, right? Isn't that? I've never done that before, but right in
You've never went camping?
No. I've been camping, but I never made my own facility in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, you just get a stick and some leaves.
No. Don't start describing it.
Just a quick tutorial.
You know, that's how Democrats work, by the way. Have you noticed that lately? That's some of the new Democrat ways of debating. Here you go. You ready? Jake, just start talking about the topic. Here you go. Ready? This is, if you're watching on YouTube, streaming live right now on YouTube, Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's, you can see all of this playing out right before your eyes. You ready, Jake? Here we go. This is, I'm the Democrat. You are just talking to me about a topic, and I'm going to defend my position. Here we go.
Donald Trump has fluffy hair. It is real. Well, he's well, can I just get a? What about? And then,
yeah, that's it. It's the finger in the ear trick. It works every time. Maybe that was a little exaggerated. They don't even put their fingers in their ears. But anyway, the point is this. Yeah, there's a lot of ridiculousness, hypocrisy out there. That's what we have to do, right? We got to delete toilets now. We'll just get rid of them completely. Look, that sounds silly. But if you think about it, if you really dig down deep and think about this, the mob tells us that if something is bothering them, if something is going to cause ill, whether it's physically or emotional, we need to get rid of that thing. There's no other way to go about it. If you don't like a statue, you got to tear it down. Even though when you do that, it's vandalism, but we don't need to worry about that. To let those guys do whatever they want. They're going to start smashing public toilets now? Is that the new thing? Are you going to start doing that? Because this sounds like a problem. Is that the next mob? It's your move. Is that your next? Is that the next mob move? Somebody just brought up a great point that it is true that Senator Tim Kaine does support Joe Biden for president of the United States, which means that
we choose truth over facts.
So it makes sense. All right. This was a strange half an hour. You don't mind, do you? I still can't get over the visual of the. Anyway,
the plumes.
I don't need that. Don't need it. Let's find out what's happening with the remainder of the forecast with Wink News meteorologist Matt Devitt.
Sunshine with increasing clouds as we go throughout your afternoon and all the way into the early evening. And heads up, we do have the opportunity for some hit or miss scattered